Hey guys, Philip here, 40 Watt Podcast. So I've got a special episode for you right now. Went to Summer NAMM, Nashville, Tennessee. Got to hang out with Ryan Burke from the 60 Cycle Hum podcast. Got to hang out with Scott and Diaz from the Effects Loop and a whole bunch of other folks. We had a great 4.5 or so days in Nashville, hanging out, talking gear, talking podcasting, getting content, and it was a blast. So we got together, and at the end of the week, on Saturday, before we're all packing up to leave on Sunday morning, we sat down and recorded the most ridiculous 2-hour podcast wrap-up of Summer NAMM. And that's what this episode is. So you're going to hear all of this. It's not going to be a normal podcast for what you're used to hearing, but this is a bonus. Hope you enjoy. Hope you listen all the way through. Please remember to go to the website, 40wattpodcast.com. You can also email me at 40wattpodcast@gmail.com. You can find me on Patreon at patreon.com/40wattpodcast, where you, for as little as $3 a month, you can support the podcast and help me keep this show on the road. 25% of all the money I make on Patreon does go to a charity at the end of the year. This year, it's St. Jude Children's Hospital. Also, if you have any suggestions for charities in the coming years, please send those to me, 40wattpodcast@gmail.com. I'd be interested who you'd like to see some of this money go into. Lastly, go to our link tree, linktr.ee/40wattpodcast. You can find the Discord link there. You can find our Reverb affiliate link there. You can find our website, all of our social medias, our Patreon, all those things. I really hope you enjoy this episode. Let me know. And y'all be good to yourselves, be kind to each other, and make some noise.
We're starting right now.
Then I was like, but I hate Gibson, and he was like, it'll slide right in. Just relax.
I'm at 24 3/4.
Now you guys have to come up with something better, like some normal conversation.
Imagine
we can't use that.
Have you listened to our show? This is exactly what we do.
For sure.
We're at Summer NAMM. This is Summer NAMM Podcast House. We got the Effects Loop guys. I'm Scott. We got Diaz. Say hi.
Hi, Diaz.
Say it more excited, please.
Hey guys!
Oh my God.
Sorry. If I woke up your kid, if you're listening to this in the car, I'm sorry. You probably should not have your kids around this. I'm just forewarning you.
We're calling protective services.
Yeah.
Probably.
But there's other people here too.
Yeah, well, there are.
Why do we have the lights dim during this?
You said to do
I know, but I
it.
thought we were going to do small talk. Hi, everyone.
This
Here's
is totally
Jonathan
your idea.
Diaz.
Ryan, we had a moment at Fanny's where I felt like we really had a connection. I was just trying to set the mood a little bit.
Okay. Thank you, lights. We have a studio.
We have lighting crew.
Studio light control tonight.
Ryan, explain who you are.
Hey, everyone. I'm Ryan. I'm nobody.
Ryan.
Hi, I'm Ryan. 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar, buying, selling, trading, fixing, modding, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
You remembered it.
I did. I don't remember it. Steve doesn't remember.
You drink after you finish that too with Clouds.
Yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm legit impressed. I'm Philip, 40 Watt Podcast. Oh, look at that.
And
We have a live studio audience.
You need a longer intro so you can be
consumer
obnoxious.
extraordinaire.
He's been on
Like working on it.
you were here 2 years ago.
Yep. Yeah.
Same. He only shows up on podcasts once every 2 years.
This is Kuri Nagoro?
Kuari. Yeah.
Kuvavi.
Wait, you
Kuvavi.
replaced that dude in that movie with recently? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's Corey
that
Nagoro,
guy.
everyone.
Yeah, and so then we've also got
Ben Fair from Electromotive Sound Company.
woo.
Yep.
So this episode is
Now we're a bunch of woo girls. It's a bachelorette party in here.
That's what me and Corey were going for.
That's how you get
we had
that
a fun
real
time.
You get that real Nashville experience that way.
Yeah, I was like,
Every 5 minutes, we just need country music blaring on a trailer.
So before
Driving right down the street.
before we get too far into nonsense, we got a bunch of podcasters here. We've been hanging out at Summer NAMM. It's we're past the last day. It's Saturday. Hopefully we can get this edited to get it up when we need to next week. Anyways, we're just gonna hang out and cause nonsense and republish this to all our podcasts.
Yeah.
So don't bother listening to everyone's podcasts. Go to his. Go listen to it on his.
Yeah. And who is his?
40 watt. They're already listening
he has to
somewhere, so
introduce-
this is useless.
This is useless. They're already listening. Stop what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Take the download away. Reverse it. Like ask for a download refund. Ryan already has enough. If we get above 20, we get in trouble.
You know what? It would simplify my life.
We might have
if
to pay taxes if we get over 25.
If we get over 25 listeners, we got to pay taxes, so we're done. It's all on you now.
It would simplify my life if I had less.
Did you do an intro, or did I fall asleep?
Yeah, no,
No, you did fall asleep.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that was great.
I have the shortest intro of anyone here.
Oh, that's
It's not the size of the intro; it's how you use it.
Yeah, you got to get a killer slogan like we've got our keeping you in the loop of the guitar community.
Look, I like to think that efficiency is key. Look,
I had to sneak that in because he got to say his thing. So we had to say ours.
Why spend an hour doing something when you can get it done in a minute and a half? I mean, that's all I'm saying.
That's what I've been saying, honey.
Hey, listen. There's a reason why I'm a divorced man. Don't do that. That's guys. Listen. Foreplay. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Hey, I'm up to 5 play by now.
One better.
So cool things at NAMM, huh?
Corey's on pay to play. It's not great.
This is a terrible episode so far. I'm sorry, regular listeners.
Off the rails
But
already.
deal with it. Just deal with it.
Yeah, off the
Roll
rails.
with it.
and
It's going to be fun.
under 4 minutes off the rails. I'm loving it. Let's go.
I'm loving
Okay, so if we
That
get,
implies that we were ever on the
I was about
rails.
to say, how about we just get like on the
Put my mic
platform.
down. I've already given up.
Hey, guys. Before we get started into the serious podcast stuff, sexual prowess, how are you? How are you doing in this act?
2.7 out of 100.
All right. Okay, will you please run the show? You're the adult in the room.
Come on, Scott. Listen, Dad. Hold on, really quick. I've been responsible a couple times this whole trip, and I'm already over my limit.
Yeah, we know.
Sorry.
Okay, please run
Awkward
the show.
silence as I actually try to ground this podcast.
We're all
right.
staring at Scott, waiting for him to
Stay
tell us what to do
grounded.
next.
I believe in you, Scott. I have all my faith in
You've got
Scott.
the iPad with all the
All
stuff.
right, so we don't really have a format that's normal here, so we're changing it up a little bit just because.
Format, I'm up to 5, Matt.
Oh, that was terrible.
Normally, that's my role in the show. Is just going.
If anyone is,
Scott sigh.
if anyone's
Diaz
still
is
listening,
sighing. Look at this. I
broke Diaz.
It's not good. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
no. Listen, I'm having like PTSD, and very few people know why, but if you know, you know.
Yeah.
I just see this going somewhere. So let Scott please get us on the
All right,
rails.
all right.
Which kind of animal dicks do you want to talk about tonight? Okay, so 2 years ago, I recorded a podcast with these guys, and it was unpublishable because of me.
Yes. There's another podcast person. I'm not even going to say his name because I'm not allowed to associate. But he literally pulled me aside afterwards, and he's a well-respected person, and I respect his opinion greatly. And he just goes, "You're not publishing that. Not you can't. Not please don't. It's just
you're not.
you're not.
This year we're back for more of that.
That's right.
It was a technical, logistical nightmare.
Yes.
The content was a problem, but it wasn't the main problem.
It was the problem. Like, period. All right.
So
Okay.
All right.
Correct
all right.
this show, please. Make it possible.
So
why are we in Nashville?
yeah. So today's Saturday. We've been in Nashville since most of us Wednesday. Some a little earlier, some a little later. We had 2 days of Summer NAMM this year at the Music City Convention Center.
They made it
Music City Center.
They made it 2 days instead of 3 days, so it would be more potent.
They also made it an hour longer.
Yeah, on each side of the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could feel it by everyone just leaving at 3:30.
Even the first day, like at 9 o'clock, or well, we got there a little bit late on the first day. Some of you guys got there at like 9 o'clock. And there's no one there, and I sat there. And I was looking around. I was like, I bet after 10, more people will definitely show up because everyone's used to the 10 o'clock.
Yeah. So if you care about
And they're musicians.
if you care about NAMM, you've probably already seen photos. You've probably already seen people talking about this online. Summer NAMM was small this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot of vendors presenting. The hall was smaller than it usually is.
I was hearing people say it was a third of the size. I'd say fourth.
Well, they spent a lot of that space with that silly convention area.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the booths were already further apart, so it's harder to gauge. But they spread everything out more to make it seem bigger than it was, and it already was taking up a third of the floor space. But if you push everything together the way it normally is, it was a fourth the size.
And empty
also-
booths galore.
Empty booths galore, absolutely.
Yeah, some no-show booths, from what I can understand.
I mean,
there were
there's
empty
always
booths,
a
I'm
couple
assuming.
every year that like no one shows up. Like they just put a sign up. It's
Something
like,
happens probably, like
something
last minute
happened.
emergencies, stuff like that.
But this year, way more than normal.
Well, there was a lot of the people that were used to seeing booths. Like Wampler always has a fun killer booth, and I saw Brian, and I was like, there's no booth. Like, so even a lot of the big builders in our community were just walking the floor. I was talking with John Cusack, and he's like, I didn't decide to come until 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Like, and everything in his booth was recycled. He's like that's
He was
2015.
probably just holding out for them to lower
He's
the rate.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
John's too smart. Like,
Yeah. I know how these things work. I
He
know how
knows
these
the
things
game.
work. Yeah. So I would say the first noticeable thing was all the big players except really Taylor.
Yeah. Taylor still had theirs.
Yeah.
Taylor did their normal like big booth, upstairs booth.
I didn't even make it up there.
I didn't go either.
I didn't
It's
get up there at
acoustic
all.
guitars.
Boring.
Grandpa's guitars don't
Grandpa
get the
guitar.
excitement.
Can I put a fuzz there? I can, but I probably shouldn't. But, like,
Zach
No,
Wild.
Taylors are cool. I just think acoustics are boring.
I mean-
in general.
And of course, Gibson was on the advertisement, but they weren't really there.
Oh, they were there. They had a display in the lobby.
Yeah, they had a display in the lobby and the
and
garage.
the airport.
But that's the whole thing, the garage
and
was so-
every shop in Nashville.
I mean, the garage is so close. That was. I mean, they're already
Yeah.
paying rent there. Why would they pay
Yeah,
rent
exactly.
2 doors down?
Yeah.
But they're on the list, so they paid
Hey
for
guys,
something.
I
Fender-
don't want to start bragging too soon, but Phil and I were hanging out with Mark Agnesi and JC and the head of Epiphone, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna support NAMM, but you know we're down the block now. We're not sure how much we're gonna like invest space in NAMM anymore. That's what they told us, and we believed them because we're best friends now.
But we're gonna get there. That's day 2.
Yeah, we'll get
That's-
there. We'll get there.
Talk about
That's
NAMM
day
first.
2. Yeah, we'll key you.
I'm at
on all
Billy
the
How-
How
juicy
many days are you going to
details.
wait to text him?
How do you know we haven't
Oh,
already?
he already started texting me. He is thirsty.
Klinger.
It's kind of like this like hate energy that like is so potent. Hi, Mark.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so Gibson knows Puma missing. Fender usually does a very big booth.
Yeah, they're
Gone.
Yamaha's booth was scaled down.
Scale down. Martin's was like basically a stand.
Yeah.
Gretsch was basically a place to say hi to an executive and
I didn't
walk
even
away.
see Gretsch.
Yeah, they had 2 guitars and 2 snare drums. That was their entire display.
I didn't even see them.
Yeah.
So wait. Did they use the guitars to play the snare drums?
They were on a table. I didn't see anybody touching the guitars.
I don't even think they had them plugged in. They were just.
Yeah, they were just there.
Yeah.
They're like, just look at it.
So definitely, I think we used the term earlier. It felt like a local guitar show energy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Which
It felt like first year local guitar show, which is crazy considering it's NAMM. It's the
Yeah.
big NAMM. And it was smaller than like upstart local guitar shows.
No, you did not spell that right. I'm gonna put that. You did not spell that right. No,
N-A-M.
NAMM?
it sounded like you said N towards the end.
NAMN. It's the big Phenomena.
all right. So with all that discussion,
Yeah, we were on it. We were on it.
Hey,
Mental
children.
connection.
Sorry, we're having a
thank
connection.
you, Corey.
You
I feel so sorry for the listeners.
I just want
Yeah.
to remind everyone, Scott's the boss here. He's
sir.
running the show, and I trust him.
Sir,
to
where do we
that.
go next?
I'm,
Eyes on.
I'm
Eyes
drunk.
on.
He's like
right.
Lieutenant Dan. He's like, get down.
I am
Shut
drunk.
up.
I am not in charge of this.
This leads us to the first question.
Okay.
Was this a good NAMM or not?
Let's should we
say-
take turns talking?
Yes.
I'd say it was good because we learned a lot. And you know what? In the end, NAMM was the friends we made along the way.
It's not even untrue.
Yeah, no, it's not. No,
I'm not even mad.
Usually that's a joke, but this time it's not.
Yeah, for real.
So for me, it was my first NAMM. I've never been to a NAMM before. First one to go to, but I've been to a lot of trade shows. I've been to a lot of conferences with exhibit halls. Even by some of those, it was small by those standards. But for me, it was kind of nice that it was small because I wasn't completely overwhelmed by everything going on. I'm meeting people for the first time. I've never met a ton of these companies and a ton of these people. So it was nice in that respect. And I feel like I met a lot of people, made a lot of connections. But you could definitely feel, and as people talked, that there was some disappointment of what it was. And some people kind of hoped it would be more. I heard a couple of people say that they had been talking to some of the companies, though, that they did feel like they were able to talk to more buyers, more companies, because it was smaller,
Right.
Because they didn't have as many, people like
Podcasts that
us
sneak
getting
in.
their way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the people that were there were because they actually needed to be there.
Right. And I saw a lot of
like me.
smaller companies that are kind of up and coming, especially a lot of the effect stuff. And a lot of the smaller guitar builders like Tahima, they won Best of NAMM
You mean
show.
Tahima?
Tahima?
Wait,
Tahima?
sorry, that's
Tag.
I thought it was Tajima.
I don't know. It's Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. Someone will tell me how to say it.
Someone's gonna speak Portuguese.
Te
listening to
amo
this and be
as
like, how
Jonathan?
dare they?
But they won Best in Show, and I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. They had one of the best booths.
They were the second biggest guitar booth there,
Yeah.
short of Reverend.
Right.
Yeah.
So to tack on that, I was talking with a pedal builder, and he said on his first day he had 4 new shops carrying his pedals now.
That's awesome.
I mean, and
Well, everyone who was there was so bored. They're like, we've got to do something. Let's make some deals happen so we don't waste our time.
So my whole thing is I feel like I'm more in the positive light on this year. I think that's also with the Scott and I kind of talked and we've done the hustle NAMMs, and I think Ryan, you scaled your hustle back this
Yeah,
NAMM.
I took it a little easier.
Yeah, and like our whole thing was we told people, number one, we always fight to get good content at NAMM, mostly because you've got bleeding over from audio, stuff like this, and also it's tough to distract a builder or a business owner that long whenever they are there. A big thing of why they're there is to make these sales. And so we said, if you want us to hear this product and give you a review and talk about it or whatever, we'll send it back, something like that. And it worked out great for us because we were able to really talk with people and just kind of we made some really good contacts and people that we've like touched base on. We got to spend a little bit of time with them. Mm-hmm. So I actually found it more positive because it wasn't so overwhelming and I didn't feel rushed. That I at the end of the day I was like, okay, I felt content with what I did there.
Right.
So I'm more in the positive light of that.
I felt content with what I did there. I only went for one day, where typically Summer NAMM is 3 days, and I'm content to spend the full 3 days on the floor and still walk away feeling like I didn't get it all. I felt like I could have walked away from the first day around 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And got everything that I needed from there, and the rest was me just trying to scramble to figure, is there anything else I can get here? Like, it was, as a content creator who films on the floor and is documenting things that I think will be interesting to my audience, like, I ran out of stuff really quick.
Yeah, that stinks.
Yeah.
So I would say I enjoyed the smaller content in this one because I felt like I looked at stuff I wouldn't have looked at till day 3. Mm-hmm. And I had energy still for it.
Yeah.
You're talking about the tiny guitars in the front left?
Oh, the scale guitars.
That was my favorite booth. I wish I had filmed it.
What are these guitars for ants?
No, but like a lot of that stuff that we either had heard of or something, and we got to talk with people. Like we spent a lot more time talking with things like Chaos Audio and a few of those guys. Where normally we probably would have kind of skipped by some of that stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we would have been, what's Walrus putting out this year? What's Strymon putting out this year? What's Fender putting out
Walrus
this
put
year?
out a table.
Walrus's booth was a sign that said Walrus Audio, and Colt just sat at a desk.
Can I tell the story
Yes.
about Walrus? Because I did an interview with Colt.
Oh, so your friend Colt?
My friend Colt, my buddy Colt.
Yeah.
Best pals.
Do you want to text him?
Yeah. Well, I'll text him later and tell him I was talking about him. He probably already knows.
Hi, Colt.
Colt, work with the Dave Pixel, please.
So
Yeah, we didn't see you.
So apparently, I'm not going to name numbers, but NAMM was going to charge them much more than normal for just tickets to enter NAMM, being NAMM members. Like, oh, you just want tickets to come and visit NAMM, and they're like, that's a lot of money. It's a lot more money than normal. How much is it to get the smallest booth possible? And it was less money than buying 4 tickets for Colt and like 3 key employees. And it came with extra tickets if you buy a booth. So it's like, we'll buy a booth so we can visit NAMM. They were only there the first day. It was literally a bare booth with a table, the printed sign that said Walrus Audio. And they were just hanging out there a little bit, and they would walk around and like have fun and stuff like that. But it was literally a matter of them saving a few $100s.
Well, they did delicious audio too. There was a board there of Walrus.
They actually did.
But they don't actually have to be there to work that. Like Delicious runs that for them.
Right.
And it was just a really funny situation. I had a really long conversation with Colton. It was a lot of fun. I was glad to see him. He has cool glasses.
I mean, that was better. That was better than what PV did, where they just had a with a QR code, and it just said, "Hey, follow us up with us here.
See what's going on."
it was basically a Google ad.
It was the family that leaves a bowl of candy out for Halloween, and the bowl is already empty. At like
It says only take one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got 2 other cool aspects because we got ours, and so we got Ben. You were a builder who walked the floor.
Yeah. So for me, and I'm kind of in the same camp as Philip, where it's my first NAMM, and so I've never been before. I've never met a lot of people. I'm a very small time builder, so I wasn't going to like exhibit or anything like that. But I got to walk around and meet people and make contacts and actually spend time talking to people, for a significant length of time versus, hey, they got to go and try to find a buyer or something. And so, yeah, for me, it was a really positive thing and a really fun thing to do. I think there's value in those human connections that sometimes gets lost in that hustle and bustle that you guys talk about. And it was neat to experience that.
See, because we're planting the seeds of friendship.
What are we watering?
You plant the seeds and you let the plant grow.
Yeah.
And then you screw the plant.
What?
40-year-old virgin.
Oh no! Okay. Sorry, that was
Who wants to replace Corey?
That was
tag out.
Well, that moves us to
Go
the
to the
next
bench.
topic that we'll get this table cycled out if we want to go there.
So Corey.
40-year-old virgin.
All right, so Corey is another point of view. Is he walked around as a consumer, just a normal consumer, who gets to see cool gear that he does not get to see all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This was an interesting NAMM. I've been to Anaheim, which is a city, as we all know, and the convention is like a city.
No,
This man's spitting facts right now.
It's true.
Winter NAMM is like 150,000 people over 4 days. Like, it is a city.
Anaheim is a city.
it's 6
No,
times.
I mean Anaheim
He's not
NAMM.
wrong.
No,
This is a brisk.
oh my
T-ball.
God.
Like we're just stating.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
No.
Not my chair, not my problem, okay?
Scott, deal with your chair.
Let me get this back on the rails.
Yeah, right.
The convention itself has so many attendees. It's like walking through a hustle and bustle of a city at, getting out of work, like Chicago sidewalks or something. It's crazy. But this one, you walked in, you were like, wow. The walkways in between the booths are like 40 feet wide.
Yeah.
They're usually like 10 feet, and you're like squeezing to get by people.
Well, can I old man complain about the alleyways real quick here? It's just no carpeting anywhere. It was
Yeah.
My feet were killing me.
Yeah.
And
Anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's not only no carpeting,
Speaking of, where's my ibuprofen?
the lights in half the building were dimmed for the conference stage, which is never in there. They usually have that in a separate conference room. They didn't want to book extra space. So half the room was dark for the sake of a stage. And then the side of the room that is usually has like a floor to ceiling window like a huge window to let all this beautiful natural light in.
Partition was up.
The partition was up, so it was a cave in there, and it was so dark and depressing. It felt like you were. It felt like
It was like
warehouse.
the worst Vegas casino without gambling.
It felt like Costco when everyone leaves and the employees are there, like
really quick,
setting up.
And no free samples.
I'm gonna interject. Shout out to Ian who brought me my cream soda and my ibuprofen, like the
thanks,
old
Ian.
man I am.
What a combo.
Here you
Okay.
go, Grandpa. Bedtime in half an hour.
right.
One other anecdote of like not a lot of companies being there that was great though was there was basically one acoustic drum kit in that entire.
Oh, no
facility.
kidding.
Oh my god.
Okay,
It was
so-
louder in this house than it was on the NAMM floor.
There was
Yeah.
there was two booths that made noise: AMT and the drum kit.
Yep.
Like
And two notes,
The drum kit.
the drum kit.
and two
single
notes for
drum
half
kit.
a second when they just want to show how much the
Right.
attenuators actually
It's
work.
just enough to
Right.
get my ADD going on. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I was talking with I think I was talking with Alex from Copper Sound. I was like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
like what the heck?
It's a quick, just like ram
you
right
get
there.
that
so
push in the back.
it works.
There was some booth that kept having like extended feedback issues.
Yeah.
On Thursday, and I was like, why is that ringing for like 2 minutes? What is going on? This is the loudest noise. This is the only noise that's happened in here all day.
That was their ring mod.
Well, then there was the one percussion booth that seemed like they had the longest extended percussion break, like playing the same percussive like rhythm for like 4 hours.
Hey man, that's just regular NAMM.
Okay, here's,
That's a taste of regular NAMM. Now you take that and multiply it times 50.
yeah.
I felt like I
Now
was
you
at
can
a
hear the
great-
saxophones like on the entire floor. You
Yeah.
know? You'll be like all the way over in the guitar section.
Okay.
You hear-
During pre-COVID times, I always thought, who in their right mind plays a wind instrument at NAMM? Like tries out a wind instrument. Now even more so.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Well,
asking
I
for
think
it.
they have like coverings, right?
Yeah.
Or you can do, or they have like probably reeds that are cheap.
They have sanitizer you can spray on
Yeah.
the thing, but like even still, like I'm just
Imagine
I'm
the
not gonna do it.
gamble. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up a NAMM saxophone and I'm gonna toot this one. I'm gonna get my mouth all the way around it.
It's gross enough thinking about like when you go to the in-ear monitors world and you get to try on the same pair of headphones everyone's
Right.
wearing.
Did
Even
anyone
though they
else
give you
hear
clean
about
tips
it,
when you
Ryan?
do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, walking down the street and seeing, a can with a half-drank beer lying there. I'm totally going to drink this. It'll be fine. That's about as safe as playing
No,
the saxophone.
that's always the ash beer. Don't do that.
That's like that's like being the fourth guy to play the saxophone at the sax booth at NAMM.
Where you live is very different from me. What are you talking about?
you just walk.
You know how there's half drinking beers sitting on the sidewalk and you kind of think about drinking them? What are
Exactly.
you talking about?
Exactly. That's the reaction you should get when you think about playing a saxophone at NAMM.
All right, so let's pull this in here again. Best thing from NAMM, and let's start with you two guys.
All right. I'll go.
What's
I'll
the
go
best
first.
thing you
You have to say it at
discovered
the same
today?
time.
Like never seen it before, could be new this year, or just never exposed to it. What was your favorite thing you found this year at NAMM?
Oh God, on the spot. I really enjoyed, and it was a long journey with my buddy Ian here, but I followed him around as he tried on in-ears, and I knew nothing about. I play in like my couch and my basement.
Inside your couch.
it's a compartment. It opens up and he like. walks down
Okay, guys,
the
I'll
couch.
make fun of him for the comment. Let's move on.
He folds himself inside of his like a.
Do you remember the episode of Boy Meets World where?
No, stop where you're going. Let's keep it on the
Anyway,
rails.
anyways,
Back on
I need
track.
to bring the timer back for Diaz.
apparently
don't I?
Boy Meets World is where we
Mute
cross
him.
lines.
Mute
Yeah.
him. Mute Diaz.
I'll unplug you. I will.
No, but anyways, I basically
kids
just
will be saying the
play
same thing.
at home and friends' houses, so I never really needed in-ears or anything like that. It was cool to learn about the whole world of in-ears. It's kind of fascinating technology. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, for me, it was discovering Native Audio and meeting Mike at Native
yeah.
Audio. I'd never heard of him before.
man.
And man, him and Mike are such cool guys, and getting to talk to them, and they're kind of on the upward trajectory and everything, and talking with them about how their design process works and how they do their manufacturing and stuff like that. And and hearing their pedals. Oh my God, they sound so good. They're amazing.
I love their options, the option buttons, especially on the delay.
They're so easy to use too, and the features that are packed into them in such a small form
ridiculous.
factor and a price point. It's
unbelievable.
It's insane.
Yeah, the prices on most of them were where
I think it's $189 to $229.
Yeah, I was like they float around the $200 mark.
Yeah, very affordable.
They're great looking pedals.
Their delay for $229 is insane.
Yeah,
I
really
think it's
is.
around. Don't quote me. I think
Yeah.
it's around that price point.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
I've been singing the praises of native audio for like 3 years.
Forever. Like,
Yeah.
no. He was on our show. I think it was a week that I was out or something. Scott and him.
I met Mike at a literal local guitar shop show in Chicago, and he was like the only pedal builder there. And it was like his third show, and I was just blown away by what he was doing.
You know, I used to be really big into this brand, Colonizer Audio. Native Audio is way better. Sorry.
Hold on. Moment of silence for that one.
You guys can edit it out of your own shows. I'm going to leave it.
I don't
if everyone just wants to like pause and regroup themselves, all the listeners as well. All the listeners need to pause and regroup too.
You got 4 audio, I got 5 audio.
I guess I'll go next. I fell in love with a guitar on the floor, which was Tajima, seeing them for the first time.
Tahima.
Tahima.
Tagima.
Tagma?
Tag him. Tag him.
He gave up. He's
that talking.
No, I got it.
the brand that shut up.
Listeners, for the podcast only listeners, I hope you can hear how much I'm glaring at everyone around this table right
Well, on my channel, you can see.
Yeah. On mine,
now. Unsubscribe from 60 Cycle Hum.
But not from 40 Watt.
Yeah, subscribe to 40 Watt.
No, so they showed up in force, and this is really, I've heard of this
Subscribe to
brand
the effects
before in some way or another, but never really like seen them hands on. Kind of thought of them as like sort of like rip off guitars, like that's sort of what I thought of them as.
Their price point is so low on some of those.
Yeah, so we discovered they're Indonesian and Brazilian made. So their high end stuff's coming out of Brazil and then being fixed up in like
Huntington Beach.
yeah, Southern Cal, and then being loaded out. And they have this one called the Jet Blues.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Which came in this
so
sparkle
nice.
blue finish, and it's an offset, but it's hollow body,
Yeah.
and it has a 2-tone headstock, which I'm a sucker for.
Yeah.
And it just came in the most beautiful blue color I think I've ever seen on a guitar.
And they had the control panel or the controls. They had 2 different styles on that as well. One had the little knob down under the bridge?
Oh, they had a Variatone.
Variatone.
Yeah, and that one had a unique pickguard too, because it has a shape that kind of looks like the John Petrucci shield thing of the Bernie Ball Music Man. But I kind of like the more F style looking one. But and they made a guitar out of cedar, and I think it's the first time I've seen a guitar made out of cedar before. Yeah. So it smells amazing if you pick it up. And
Yeah.
And you can store your clothes around it and keep the moths away.
Keep the moths away.
Well, yeah, the guy was telling us about the smell, and it was really cool.
So I was distracted for a second there. Did you mention how much they cost?
Like 1,400 to 1,600 at the highest end models.
Ridiculous guitars for 1,400 to
And
1,600.
when we went on Reverb, there are ones with Bigsby's too.
Right. So what about the Indonesian ones? Those were pretty.
They were on par with everything we've seen out of like those factories.
I'll be
Like,
honest.
so right on par with like a GNL.
Yeah,
Right on par with like.
Yeah, the higher end Tajimas are
Thank you,
pretty
Ian,
fun.
again.
If I had to choose between right now, if I had to choose between a GNL or even a Squire and one of those guitars,
I'm definitely picking.
I'm picking them because they were built better, they played better, and I think very highly of Squires right now, and I think very highly of GNLs, and I think however you say the name of this company, I'm gonna learn it. I think
Someone should send this to.
They're going to be our
Yes.
sponsor next week, so we're going to have to learn it, right?
I hope so.
Yeah,
It's Tagma.
tag them.
Right, guys? Tagma?
So we're gonna go with that.
It is now.
It'll be on.
I'm joking. It's Tajima.
Tag 'em up. No, it's tag 'em up from now on.
Tag him out.
So
Wait, did Ryan just admit I'm right?
No, he
You
just-
are right.
No, he just
All the
admitted
other
he was
pronunci-
wrong.
All the other pronunciations are jokes.
All right, Diaz, please.
Okay. So I guess it'll be my turn.
Did you just get me?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he
Not
did.
to you yet.
Because.
Okay, are we going back and
Yeah.
forth? Okay, I see.
Well, we're like kind of zigzagging around.
All right.
Zig-a-zagging.
Okay.
So these guys can sneak off
Next time we'll
camera
do corners.
while people are focused over here.
Yeah. All right. So I got to see. It's a brand that we've talked with before, which is Aviate.
Oh, yeah.
And so they have their big product that was known as called the Air Patch. It's a Bluetooth loop switcher, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not Bluetooth.
oh, not Bluetooth. I'm sorry.
Wireless.
Wireless. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wireless.
True wireless, not fake wireless. And so they.
What does true
Not
wireless
5G.
mean?
Hey, listen.
Does that mean Wi-Fi?
It's not false.
Okay. Do you have a podcast?
I'm pretty sure it uses a true false
I love
algorithm.
you. All right.
Yeah, do you have a
But
podcast?
it's true and hopefully
Shut
it's
up.
false and closes.
Imagine that flex.
That was
Oh,
me.
do
I was
you
joking.
have
I'm
a
totally joking, I
podcast?
promise. I love you.
What
All
a
right.
pathetic flex.
That was me being a dick.
Have you registered
I broke-
a domain
I
name
broke
for
rule
$5 and then recorded something in GarageBand? Because I have.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wake up and he's like,
Hey.
baked my head. I'm like, thanks, man. That was great.
Podcasters only, okay?
Yeah, all right. Anywho, thank you, Brett, for giving us a correct
Do you
information.
know how many followers we have? Because I don't.
Yeah, I know.
And back on track.
All right,
Here we
so
go.
Yes,
the
go.
cool thing, they have that, but they announced a new product, and it's what I'm really excited about. It's called the Multiverse. Is that? I don't know.
Do your homework.
Well, no, because as soon as I said it, I'm thinking of like Marvel, like Cinematic Universe.
I think they called it the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
What?
Mister, do you have a podcast?
Homework.
If it's called the Multiverse, you can go do your own podcast,
So yes, they introduced a product.
and it's really cool
I didn't
because
take a picture of it.
okay, it's really cool because it is a multi effect that you can add as many effects. It's going to be an open source software for the pedal pretty much, and they've got an amazing software that controls things. And one of the cool things I saw, which I haven't seen anything that is this controllable, is you can change what each knob does. And this is not a huge pedal. This is not your HX Stomp, anything like that. And you can change whenever you click a knob, what it does, what the knob controls. You can even control what the LED being active represents, which is pretty cool. I thought that was very interesting. It's got 4 switches, and right now they've got like 6 pedals in there, and they're trying. That's the big thing they're working on, is trying to get people to, lend their, I don't know the word I'm looking for. but-
Expertise.
They're actually looking, like, because it's open source, they're going to be launching developer copies
Right,
first.
yeah.
Which I'm going to try to get on that
Right.
train and actually try to make a few patches if I can. But yeah, so they'll get the community building stuff for it before it hits the street, which is we can talk about another product that didn't do that and how that's kind of a barren wasteland of stuff still, because they're still waiting to get product out there and they don't really have the community of developers for it yet.
Right. They said they're shooting for early 2022.
Yeah. While we're talking about that, I think it's worth mentioning there is a competing product of a very similar nature, and you can't help but compare them.
Yes, Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos is also coming out with their pedal, which is a very similar thing, open source. Your phone interacts with it. You can load up to 5 effects. So I kind of wonder, is the back end kind of the same on some of those things?
Probably. Well, they actually, I talked to both of them, and they had just recently met. So I know that it's not like one of those like, we all just did the same thing and moved it around. I'm sure that there was probably, they're building off something very similar.
Right.
But I mean, it's really cool. It's really neat to see. I mean, the Boss Waza Airs interacting with your phone, changing sounds, stuff like that, and it's something that's connected, that you're doing real time changes to. So that's really cool. It's not like TC Electronics, where you have to tone print and beam it and hear that annoying sound. You're controlling it in real time.
Or the natural comparison we had to all that was like the X Stomp and
Yes.
some of those older products,
Yeah.
where your phone holds all the data,
Right.
and then it has to connect wirelessly and like download all the data to the pedal.
Right.
Versus this is just like it's just ticking boxes. Like
It was really
the
interesting.
pedal holds all of it and works really quickly.
It was really interesting to me. I was talking to them, and at this point in pedal history, for lack of a better term, pedal history.
The
Here we are.
timeline, the pedal timeline.
There are a bunch of
Josh
build-
Scott's going to be referencing this speech right now.
gosh.
In like 10 years.
And
There's
then
a-
copies of this episode are going to go for like $10,000.
But only we put an NFT to them.
There's a lot of builders, big builders, that are putting they're releasing pedals that are digital code, whether you realize it or not. Like a lot of Keeley pedals.
Yeah,
are
that's how they
digital.
turn them out like crazy.
And there's no reason why they couldn't port popular current Keeley pedals into this system. And then like Keeley, to me, it would seem like a no-brainer. Like, oh yeah, hey, here's our code. Maybe we had to adapt something to be, adaptable to your system.
And they can just make money off of it and not have to put out a physical product.
You sell this for us, and we'll just take our cut.
Yeah.
And that we don't have to sell a full pedal. We don't have to ship a physical object.
Right.
Well, he already does that. He does coding for a lot of the other builders. And
No, a lot of them-
guys, so they go back and forth.
A lot of those pedal builders do. Like I don't know if I should name names, but there's a lot of pedal builders that are doing coding for each other for digital systems.
Well,
I mean, like Chase Bliss is pretty open about some of that, where they do
Right.
collaborations.
Yeah.
It's literally on the pedal,
You've had Keeley, you've had Girolo,
Right.
you've had other codes put into it.
That's fixing your microphone. Talking to your microphone.
You weren't talking into your microphone.
I was talking right here.
No, you weren't.
Okay.
You're arguing with the guy wearing the headphones. They're not plugged in, but he's wearing them.
These are just because y'all are so damn loud. No.
Okay. All right. Ryan, what did you see?
I think my favorite thing. I was focused on getting content the whole time, so I didn't get a lot of time to go film, experience pedals and stuff like that, because I usually don't focus on that at NAMM. I was filming guitars. I was really smitten with the new Silvertone reissues. They're coming out of the Samick factory. They're mid 400s. I was looking around online, and it looks like there's places you can get them for low 400s. Specifically, the Jupiter model, I think it was a single cut with two Seymour Duncan designed Filtertron style, Gretschy style pickups in it. And it was really, really fun because all of them, the whole line, visually and in construction where it matters, were very, very similar to the originals. Like, you very much get the vibe down to the finish, being like, the one I played was black with gold sparkle in the clear coat over it, with really cool binding around and stuff like that. And there was a red one with silver glitter in the clear over it. So it was like big time throwback to the originals. It in a lot of ways felt really reminiscent to the construction, but that ended at the edges of the fretboard, where it became a very modern playing guitar on each of the models. Like, they had a Dan Electro style model. They had, your Silverstone style stuff. The Jupiter was really fun for me. Like, going back to the Jupiter, it's got that switch, and it had like a throwback to like the Bakelite kind of long selector switch knob on it. And in the middle position, the two pickups are out of phase with each other. And it's got 5 knobs on it. The first knob was a blend knob for the phase, and you can manually rack wah sounds with it, with the pickups out of phase. Like, it's like there's not an inductor in there. It's just the pickups that are out of phase, and you're racking the blend. And I was having a bunch of fun with that guitar, and I'm probably gonna buy one.
If not, demo it and whatever.
No, I talked to the guy. He's gonna give me artist prices.
You're an artist?
No.
Artiste.
Okay.
Well, he is the talent.
I'm an artist the way like people who make
know
Pepsi
that
commercials
feeling.
are artists. Runner up, a booth I had a lot of fun at, but I'll never be able to afford a lot of it, was Illuminati, aluminum necks, and really creative bodies and stuff like that. I really enjoyed their anodized necks in general. They're chambered, so they're lighter than a lot of aluminum necks.
Wait, the necks are chambered?
The necks are chambered because they're made out of aluminum.
And it's just a clever name.
And it's a clever name. And they have carbon fiber fretboards, which was really interesting. Some of them were really pretty looking. Like, one of them looked straight up like ebony. It looked like ebony because it was really tight, black kind of grain. And if you really stared at the side of the fretboard and caught the light just right, you'd be like, oh yeah, that is carbon fiber. Like, I'm
you got
catching out a little bit of the glimmer.
You would get like the checker pattern if you caught it in the right light.
Right. I wasn't really enjoying the Telecaster they had that had just their neck put on it as an aftermarket thing. I thought it was really, really fun. And I was really noticing, I have an aluminum neck aluminum, as they say in Europe.
Aluminium.
Yeah. Neck guitar at home, a Baguli, and it's more of like a classic, super heavy Brit style aluminum neck. And these are more of a modern, like chambered sort of concept. And I really enjoyed it. I was having a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Philip, what caught your eye?
So, a ton of really cool things. I'll give a main thing and then a run-up, since the main thing is...
also Brian Nutter's booth was rad. And
I was waiting for that.
I thought that's where you were going to go.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
You're fine.
I'm going to let you finish, but Brian,
The best guitars of all time.
The thing I'm excited about with Brian Nutter's guitars is he's coming out with an import line that's going to be low 1000s, but it's the Astro Captain shape with the 3 pickups, and it doesn't have all the options, but it has the look and it has the Goldo trim on it, and he has samples there. He doesn't have the full production yet. But they felt really nice, really, really nice. For low 1000s, I think it's gonna be popular.
And Nutter guitars have such a great bodies.
I love their body. Have you seen their bodies?
Seen the bodies?
Look at that
went up there
body.
and touched those bodies.
Look at that body.
So, bringing it back into...
Those planes and
Bringing it back...
Please rescue us.
Yeah, we're going to bring this back down. So, Nutter guitars were really cool, and actually just talking with Brian was fantastic. Hanging out, talking with Brian.
Yeah. Brian is amazing.
cool.
Super, super nice guy. Has an incredible history as a player. Had a hell of a year last year. If you want to hear that, I'm going to plug another podcast. Sorry, guys, but if you can go listen to his episode with the Tone Mob, he goes into all of what happened last year and all the struggles he went through. But getting to play the native audio stuff, to give you an idea of how slow NAMM was, Thursday afternoon, I went over to the native audio booth. I sat down in the chair to play guitar and played through those pedals, and nobody interrupted me for 30 minutes. I just sat there and talked to Mike and Micah and just played pedals, and the things they're doing in such a compact package, we talked about that already, so I'm not going to go way into depth, but those are incredible. But to name a second one, since somebody already brought that up, Valve Train amps. I had never heard of Valve Train amps.
Oh, was that the one on the back wall? I saw you playing over there quite a bit.
A couple of booths over.
We're betting if you're going to walk away with one.
I owned one back in the day, probably
Didn't they
6
have
years
the
ago.
Kemper up there, right?
Yeah, so they had a Kemper up because they make a 50-watt power amp with a speaker intended for people to use modelers through. That's tube power. The frequency responses are dialed in right, so you can get some of that tube saturation, and you can get some of the dynamics and the complexities and the harmonics that a tube power section is going to give you. But I was really impressed by their amp heads, some of the other stuff they're making.
Should have seen their amp necks.
Man, amp necks are the best, but not enough people doing them. So, but with their
More like 5-play.
I was going to make a 6-play joke, but Lord knows where y'all are going to take it.
Sorry.
But no. So the amps, they've got this really interesting technology where they take some of the best of the worlds of Blackface and Tweed amps, and they bring in some of the Ampeg power scaling. They call it a governor. Very much. It essentially brings a choke.
Yeah.
It brings it down, makes it usable at lower volumes. I was really, really, really impressed by those amplifiers. I must have sat over there and played for 20 or 25 minutes. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I used to own one of their 1x8 small box ones, and it was just a solid little...
Yeah, it's like the best Tweed champ you ever played.
Yep.
If it was so good, why did you sell it?
Because I'm an idiot. I do that type of crap all the time.
Because we're guitar players who think the next best thing is the best thing we ever played, and we get rid of great gear to get it.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's got that.
Everyone's got the one that got away.
away.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
For the longest time, for pedals was the Flint. It was just one that you can buy them. It's not but it was I got rid of it and it just never happened again. But there's always that man, I miss the Flint so bad.
Yeah.
The flange is pretty good.
But that's all I've got.
Fantastic.
What's next?
All right, so
What's the next thing?
Our next favorite topic. What's the most ridiculous thing you saw at NAMM?
The guitar pillow.
Oh, man, don't mind.
All right, raise your hand if you were going to say guitar pillow.
Diaz.
Ooh.
Nuts.
Surprise appearance by Brett.
That's Brett Alexander,
That's the guy I was a
everyone.
jerk to earlier. I sent him a message and said that I'm sorry. I felt bad enough that during recording, I'm sorry for being a dick.
We've lost Brett multiple times on this trip.
Oh my gosh.
Well, so mine was not the guitar pillow. The most ridiculous thing I saw, and it was the how do I describe the thing? It looked like a harp guitar, but it's a bass.
Yeah.
And the upper appendage served no purpose whatsoever. It's just an extra hollow space.
Oh man!
And I tried to play it. I went over there and I tried to play that
They
thing.
tried to get me to play it. I was like, I'm all right.
Was that Timberline?
No. Those are actual harp guitars.
big-
they make great harp guitars.
The Big Johnson one.
Yes, Big Johnson.
Big Johnson acoustic bass.
He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. You look him up. It's the
Please don't,
wildest.
Brian.
It is
I see
the
it in your
wildest.
eyes.
I got
Brian, I will
nothing to
mute
add
you.
to that.
Right, I'm muting you.
You don't know anything about Big Johnson.
So,
You know, I
Don't encourage.
it was the most ridiculous
I bet it was
thing.
a very satisfying experience.
See, there was these.
It wasn't. It left
Did you
me.
have trouble walking after playing it?
It actually left me pretty unfulfilled. It definitely overpromised and underdelivered.
Like it was fun in concept, but it was just a little bit too intimidating.
Yeah, it's like you wonder who gave it that nickname because it definitely was not accurate.
Did you have to have a safe word?
Aim small, miss small. Aim small, miss small, guys. That's been our phrase all summer.
Safe word is banana. Banana!
It did kind of look like a banana, that upper part, you know? It was curved up to the headstock.
My safe word's pineapple juice.
You know, Big Johnson
That wouldn't work
bass
for me.
is fun in concept, but it's really only practical for professionals.
You know, I don't want to make a joke because I know as soon
I like
as
having
make
a
the joke,
studio
it'll get
audience. This is
quiet.
fun.
As soon as I make the joke, it'll be horrible and it'll get really quiet, so I'm not going to make one.
I don't know. It might be the thing we need to rein us in.
Oh my gosh. Don't worry. Me talking about Big Johnsons is not the thing you need.
No.
I mean, you guys want to talk about Big Johnson? Can I tell you about bears?
Son of
Actually, if you want to go down that road,
No.
All right.
No, we
Brian,
don't.
what's the most ridiculous thing you
Back
saw?
on track.
All right.
Back on track.
Is someone trying to sleep here?
Serenity now. Serenity now.
yes. Take me now.
Ben, please just help us out.
So
Everyone stole your answers.
I have to piggyback on Corey here. I mean, not literally. I mean, we can later. We'll talk.
Later, guys. Later.
But the guitar pillow. So. What?
Would you ever lean your guitar against the wall?
Right.
So
we gotta explain
guys,
what it is.
I didn't see the guitar
Okay,
pillow,
so the
please
guitar
fill me in
pillow.
here.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't see it either.
Okay,
You know how
so
sometimes you don't have a guitar stand, right? And so, the natural thing to do is lay it on the floor or lean it against the wall. So sometimes you lean it against the wall. I talk into the mic. I don't know what to do with my hands.
We watched Talladega Nights. So that's what we did here at
Scott's
Summer
gonna
NAMM.
press the crap out of this later. But anyway, so
sounded eerily like me.
what's the big risk, right? When you lean your guitar against the wall, the big risk is that you're gonna bump the wall, right? And it's gonna hurt the wall. And so you need a pillow to rest your guitar on.
I'm having trouble following right now.
No,
so-
that
okay,
is
so
literally the pitch for the guitar pillow.
right.
You're
It's
gonna
not
hurt
to
the
protect
wall?
the guitar.
Or
It's
maybe
to
the
protect
guitar by hitting the wall here.
What the hell?
Right. So what you need
This is the
a
great NAMM thing of a solution in search of a rational
right. You
problem.
need a foam. You need a foam attachment that you can elastic band to your headstock. So you can lean it against the wall.
No.
Yes.
That's
Because
exactly
that's
what
the
that
danger.
is.
Not that the guitar's gonna fall over.
Who's got the sample?
and
'Cause we
break
need
the
to show
headstock off. The guitar against the
How
wall.
much do they want for it?
They were giving them away.
The lady aggressively gave it. So I got there at like.
I saw.
So it's like
right
more of
when
like
the
a
show
public
opened.
service.
I literally saw
And
her
she was
throw
like, "Here,
them
you
at
play
people.
Guitar? Take this. I'm like, I know.
Oh,
No,
dude.
she's like, you take it.
Because
I'm
there's
like,
a free product that already solves this problem, and that's a flat rate padded mailer. You can just write on it. Problem solved.
Dang it, you stole my answer. The most ridiculous thing I saw.
that 100% a solution looking for a problem.
Like this isn't a product. This is a personal mission she's
would've-
on, and like
Yeah.
the whole every time she gives one away, she turns around and glares at her husband, and like, "This is because you messed up the wall."
We didn't get our security deposit back because you leaned your guitar.
You know what happened? She probably was like fighting with someone beforehand. They're like, you couldn't give these away. She's like, oh, watch me.
So
Challenge accepted.
So on like an even more like talk marketing, like guitar pillow. Does that What you heard, does that make you think of
put
that?
something in your case and you would lay it down lovingly.
Now, if
in
you
the
told me
case.
it was a guitar duvet, I'm in.
Why would you want to spray water on the bottom of your guitar?
That's a
That's a
bidet.
bidet.
But so
Oh my God, that was real.
That was not a joke.
That was so perfect.
so
Ben, this is documented for the world to hear.
No one's editing that out.
Electromotive Sound Company. Find them online and Reverb.
We got
all 15 of my listeners are gonna laugh at that one.
1,500.
I'm crying a little bit. My eyes are watering.
Bribery and
Great
blackmail.
phaser. You should all check it
Okay,
out.
you know what's gonna he's gonna
don't put it on your duvet.
Look, he's gonna get like bombarded with orders, and he's gonna be like cursing us. He's like,
He's like, you know
Why
what?
did I do this?
I'm done with
children don't see
toilet
me
paper.
anymore.
I'm going on Amazon tonight, and I'm ordering a duvet. Like, 2 days later, wait, how does this work?
Okay. Hold on. All right. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So
Lots of square footage of this Washington.
most ridiculous thing I saw at Summer NAMM was the United States Postal Service being there, and I had a package I needed to ship, and they wouldn't take it from me. And you know what? I wish, once again, that's not a joke. That literally happened. We had to detour one day because I was like, so I got
It
here.
was multiple detours.
Okay.
It was not a single
Okay,
detour.
Don't even
Shut
get
up.
me started about the USPS adventure.
looking for a Corey near me. All right, so anywho, what happened was, so I got here and I was doing this trip on the cheap, and I had pedals up for sale. And while I got here, I sold some pedals. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, I had a padded mailer in my car. I had the pedals. I was ready to go, and went by postal service. They're like, do you use this? I said, actually, I need to ship something. I said, could you guys take care of this for me? And she's like, no. And I was like,
Hey, what about rain and sleet and hail?
okay, like seriously, like that just happened.
Which is insane because I've been to other trade shows and I've been to conferences that have exhibit halls, and at some of the big ones, USPS does have a booth and they do ship there because a lot of people fly into these conferences and can't always take back the things they get.
The FedEx one ships at NAMM.
Yeah, like the fact that USPS was there and didn't bother to have shipping services.
That really tells you a lot about Summer NAMM. this year.
Yes, that's Summer NAMM in a nutshell. Done.
Okay, guys, I have a bit of
wait.
information that we're gonna find interesting that Grant Wilson laid on me today. So you know how you can get the padded mailers from the post office for free,
Right.
And you know how because you can get them for free, it's fun to double them up for extra padding and stuff like that.
You get in trouble for that.
Apparently, it's a federal offense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But
You
here's
get in a lot
my
of trouble for that.
Here's my problem. When I ordered a box of 50 of them, they mailed them to me in a box.
The double standards are ridiculous.
Well, why?
Because they couldn't stack them inside each other.
Why am I not allowed to do that?
Because you're not the government.
Okay. All right, but I do have to say, all right, I have a real ridiculous item, and it happens every year, and I always talk about it. There's always a booth or two of people selling things that are not musically related at all. So the massage guns or whatever.
Yes.
The personal massage guns. So and the best part is it's because they're always super overpriced. Not like you'd think like, oh yeah, they're normally $50, so they're charging $100.
Right.
Or like they're $75, they're charging $150. No,
This one's for musicians, though.
Yeah, they were
Especially formulated.
Musicians are oriented
How much
back
was it, Corey?
vibrators.
Corey and I.
The MSRP on these was $750.
$750 for one.
$750.
Listen,
dollars.
yeah,
That's
but
more than a Theragun, like a real one.
Yeah, no. So,
Yeah.
but the NAMM special was they went down to
$350.
$350.
And if we bought them together as a couple, because obviously everybody thought we were a couple this weekend,
Multiple times with people. Corey,
Well,
Corey
you
and I
guys
just had
have
a good
been
time hanging
kissing
out.
a lot. So.
We're
I
friends.
thought it was cute when you were holding hands with just the pinkies as you were walking.
I thought
I had my pinky in his back pocket.
I thought it was cute when you guys were cruising like local real estate together and like looking for breakfast nooks.
I'm
The
dainty.
amount of Zillow that you guys have been looking at while we've been here is a little uncomfortable.
And we really got to wrap this up because he has to leave early. We need to spend some time together before he goes.
5 play?
Okay, backstory. They went out drinking last night. They went down to Main Street or Broadway or whatever. And they were dancing with girls, and the girls were like, "You guys are a couple, right?"
That unfortunately did happen.
Not even a.
I mean,
not
they were
even
making,
That-
they were
that
staring
is
into
the
each
second
other's
half of the
eyes
show.
while dancing with
that's
women.
actually, but that's actually like not exaggerated. That's the opposite. It is underplayed of what really happened.
Yeah, it was a lot
Okay.
more.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right. My dumbest thing of NAMM, and unfortunately I'm stealing Ian's, because at first I felt bad, like talking in public badly about this dude, but I ran into him today again at Carter's, and he didn't remember us, even though we already bought something from him on the NAMM show floor. So screw you.
You bought nothing on the show floor of NAMM.
Yeah, because that's illegal and against
That's
the
illegal.
rules.
What if you put it in 2 padded envelopes? Is that a double negative?
It cancels it out.
So going back into someone spending tons of time trying to invent a solution to a problem that doesn't really exist. This guy came up with this thing called the thimble slide.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
first off, is not a thimble. No. It's a piece of sheet metal.
I've played Monopoly. I know what a thimble is.
So it leaves your fingertip exposed, and it's a slide that lets you still bend all of your fingers.
Right.
So it's basically like a coating of your finger.
It's
with
a
like,
long ring.
It's a long ring, basically.
It's like a sleeve for your
Which
fingers.
seems okay, but
Yes.
first off, his booth didn't have a guitar anywhere near it, so you can't
Couldn't actually try it.
Try the product.
Just take his word for it. Why would he lie?
Well, and then
A guy in triple layers with a vest on top would never try
he
to
was
fool
putting
you
off
in any way.
strong street magician vibes. Had the full outfit. I was ready for him to like hide it behind my ear or something like that, because he kept doing like this kind of stuff.
He's
To present it to me.
What do you have behind your ear? Oh, it's a thimble slide.
And on top of that, he did have one of the best ideas I'd seen for NAMM, implemented really poorly.
Yeah.
Which is he wore a headset mic with a little speaker around his at his like on
And
his
it did
belt,
nothing.
but it wasn't loud enough to actually hear.
It didn't do anything.
So
it made him
instead-
quieter, actually.
It just made him sound like he had a reverb on him at the whole time.
Yeah, it was just for effect.
It buried him in the mix.
So which just furthered the magician vibes.
Right, because it's so
Like,
mystical.
your description is giving me like Ginsu knife at the county fair salesman vibe.
Yes, 100%.
He was at Carter's today.
He was at Carter's today.
He's like, look
didn't
how thin
remember
I
you
can
guys at all.
slice
Do you
these
remember us
tomatoes.
tried to sell us again? We're like, we bought your product.
He actually tried to sell it to you again.
Tried to sell us again.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Isn't that already a thing? There's already the ring slide that's like a little metal
That can
bar.
flip around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can flip
Yeah.
it its full length.
Yeah,
It's
a
way
real
more
slide.
effective. It's way more effective.
Right.
Was he there to try and sell Carter's on the phenomenal idea of
like-
the thimble side? Because it seems like
Probably.
he would really fit in
He had
there.
a booth right at the door.
Of Carter's?
And then I went and bought
No.
a rock slide right in front of him. And
You did.
Yes. The mag slide, I don't think was a horrible product.
It's
It wasn't anything special, in my opinion.
it was one size fits none.
None of them fit me.
yeah. None of them felt right. They were smooth.
I don't know. It slid right on for me.
That's
That was
Yeah,
the
smaller.
euphemism for my penis. Sorry, guys.
And there goes the explicit tag.
His penis is
It's not.
explicit now.
If you say it every time.
That's anatomically correct.
So have you
Yeah.
heard about
That's
ducks?
medical. You can find that in the.
Are we a
dictionary.
medical podcast now?
The medical dictionary podcast.
All right. all right.
Phalanges.
Metatarsals.
I'm touching my weenus now.
All right, back
Back on track.
Back on,
Who hasn't gone?
back on track. Bears or
Anybody
ducks?
left? Do we have anybody left in this topic?
Did anyone not say what their ridiculous thing was?
No, we're
I
all
just
good.
thought NAMM in general was ridiculous.
As soon as I walked in the door, I was like,
It's one thing to be someone like me or someone like everyone else here that's there to see everything and to make contacts. It's one thing to be a dealer that shows up to maybe, find products and have meetings and whatnot. I felt really bad for the people with booths that paid to be there. And people like Brian Nutter that busted his ass for a month and a half, finishing guitars to display. And, after first day, he said he might have a potential contact from the first day. There was only 2 days. I haven't talked to him about the second day, but I have strong doubts that it was worth it for him.
Yeah.
So I feel really bad for the people who busted their ass to be there.
So what we're saying is, people go buy a Nutter guitar.
Yeah, go check out Nutter guitars.
Go check out Nutter guitars.
Please do, because they are awesome.
They are awesome.
All right, should we?
And he is awesome.
Should we swap out some folks?
Yeah, let's swap out.
Sure,
let's get some more folks in here.
Who are we kicking out? Diaz, get the hell out of here.
Don't talk about grades.
I was joking.
Brett just
Diaz.
touched
I like having you around.
No, it's
Back
okay.
on track. Bears or Ducks, Ryan?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I mean,
All right, so what's the next thing?
Ryan has always struck me more of a hockey fan than a football fan. So yeah.
ducks.
It's quack.
Okay,
quack.
that's
Fly together.
Spiral dick.
This is a sports thing, right?
Hold on, I wish I
out.
knew the episode of my song. That was,
need to edit.
I don't edit.
No one's editing
We're
this.
not
It's not worth it. No one's listening to this far.
welcome to 40
You're right.
Podcast.
This is Ryan. There's going to be like 4 people who actually watch this on Ryan's channel. That's going to actually bring up his whole average view time. Because
I mean, we're almost an hour in. If anybody's
No one
made it,
watches past
good night,
5
Corey.
minutes.
Good night. Everyone say good night, Corey.
say it into your podcast device.
Good night.
Everyone at the same
Corey.
time.
Good night, Corey.
He's gonna mark this and he's just gonna play it every time he goes to sleep at night. It's gonna be his like. Yeah. All right, so let's move on. Where are we heading now?
I think we need to introduce our 2 new faces.
Oh, we've
at
got
the
our
table.
2 new people. So introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Ian. I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be included.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ian's been awesome, except for whenever he took the keys to the house and we were locked out for a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of locked the guys out.
That was
I love
okay
that
because it was
Corey's
a cool
bedroom
place
is
outside.
right there, and we're gonna podcast for another hour. Or something.
All right, new goal. We have to get to the point where we're like slapping the wall. Laughing so hard.
I just want to
Like-
put a
like
microphone
gorillas
at
with
his door
shit.
so he can
And
still
back
participate.
on track. Back
So
on track.
Ian's just happy to be here. Ian's a guitar player.
Yep.
Do you play other instruments, or is it mostly guitar?
Yeah, well, I picked up guitar in college, but I was primarily a trumpet player and a drummer before that.
Okay, nice.
Some other things here and there, but yeah.
We were talking the other night about the hobby that you picked up during COVID.
I don't.
Is this? You have already said penis, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that seal has been broken.
I want to get swapped out now.
Anyway, it was nice being here.
And hello,
Everyone say goodnight to Ian.
And cancel.
You still think this was a
I
good
see.
idea?
If you guys,
I invited you on this trip.
Yeah.
oh my
Thanks,
gosh,
Scott.
the only thing whiter than Ryan is Scott's knuckles right now.
Yeah, I have more to lose than any of you.
Oh my gosh, we lose 4 listeners. Half of our base is gone. He loses 4. It's Tuesday.
I lose 4 and I get 16. It's a Hydra situation.
He's like, I'm too big to fail.
I've been trying to fail. They won't let me.
All those commenters you're playing sucks. You're like, I know, I'm trying to. You're like, then I've succeeded. All right, Brett. I said his name before he could say his name.
Surprise ruined.
Brett, what's your name?
Trev.
Tell us your name, Brett.
My name is Brett.
That's it. All right, thanks, Brett.
I'm Brett. That's
Brett's
it.
been a Brett's been a friend of a lot of podcasts. He's been very supportive in the guitar community, especially when it comes to people who are very active on social media.
I do not resemble that remark at all.
Yeah. Brett's always been very supportive of a lot of people, and it's been. I think we all consider him a friend.
I don't know if you're trying to make me cry, but it sounds like you're sucking up to me a little bit.
Look, I was a dick earlier.
Cry.
Podcasters cry together.
I love you guys. I miss you. All right. Let's pull this in real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite thing from NAMM?
My favorite thing from NAMM, other than the people, because people are usually the number one thing that's like the best thing. Yeah.
You're not a
people. My favorite thing from NAMM was not a particular booth or a particular product, but it was meeting Patrick Sweeney. And if you never heard Patrick Sweeney, you should go check him out.
I met Billy Sheehan.
You did. I was there. It was fantastic.
Diaz ran to meet him.
Like,
and it was worth it because he got a pick.
I did. I got a pick from a guy who doesn't even pick.
You know what's the worst part? That's not even that funny.
It's not, but like I felt like you saw Diaz run and then he got a pick from a guy who doesn't use a pick. Like that's poetic right there. Two things that never happened. I'm sorry. That's enough self-defecating humor.
Defecating?
Yeah, it's where I shit on myself. Come on. Hey, that still works. I don't care what you say.
I'm really glad nobody's listening anymore at this point.
Right. You know what? If you're
I don't
listening,
care anymore. That's what we're calling it from now on. Self-defecating humor.
Because you shit on yourself. I mean, it's like
It works.
I mean, it's legit.
Works.
All right, that's that episode name.
That's the
Episode name. Self-defecating NAMM. All right.
So basically, Patrick Sweeney. That was my.
Yes.
He's a really
crying.
cool dude.
Self-defecate in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
For 30 minutes. Yeah. I didn't know what else to do.
You need more fiber, dude.
Yeah,
Have you tried that Activia stuff that Jamie Lee Curtis pushes?
Yeah, it works.
It does. It's great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
This episode's brought to you by Activia.
What do you think Jamie Lee Curtis's bowel movements are like?
Regular.
And back on track.
Gwyneth Paltrow or Jamie Lee Curtis? Who do you think
Ian,
has better
what was-
bowel movement?
What was your
Jamie Lee
favorite?
Curtis,
No, I think
No,
Gwyneth
I think
Paltrow
Gwyneth
has
Paltrow has better bowel movement.
I will turn this podcast around.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Ian,
Around or off.
Patrick
Those are the
Sweeney,
only
check him out.
options.
Good stuff.
Ian.
Ian, what was your favorite thing? What was your favorite thing about NAMM?
I'll say one that hasn't been said yet because I have a couple. But I really had a blast with the 2 Notes Cab X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Honestly,
2 Notes
it
stuff
blew
is
me
fun.
away. I hadn't tried one before, and I play in churches a lot, and so I've converted to a fully direct rig. Like I've sold my amps. I live in an apartment, and have been rocking various forms of direct rigs since. And I mean, I've gotten used to the compromise, but that is not a compromise.
Nope. Game
That
changer.
was a ton of fun.
The Captor X.
Yeah, the Captor X. Yeah.
I have one. It's a complete and utter game changer. I started buying big amps again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I may have put a reverb offer in like as soon as I tried one.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've been saying, I've been very comfortable with the gear that I've had for a while, and so I really expected to come here and drool over everything a lot more than I did. But it's a little disappointing that now I'm wanting something that I came in not wanting, which is
Right.
amps.
Yeah.
Like I was able to turn off that whole side of my brain with modelers and all that. I can have my pick of the litter with the compromise of it.
And the guitars that they had at the 2 Notes booth
Oh yeah,
were
I played a-
phenomenal.
Damn.
Yes.
Played a Strat that will
was the
haunt.
the torpedoes their main thing, right? Isn't
Yeah. So
it?
the torpedo cap.
the tortilla.
You didn't even finish
the
it,
2 Notes,
man.
the 2 Notes
Cracking us
tortilla.
up.
It's late. I've been drinking. Speaking of which, Ben, you got me covered. Thank you.
Oh, look, keep them going.
Yeah, it's just getting worse.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
You never have a hangover if you don't stop drinking.
What do we got tomorrow? Church? Come on. Yeah,
I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking.
Yeah,
I'm not drunk. I'm just drank.
All right. So
that's past tense. I'm current tense.
going back to you two, worst thing or most ridiculous thing you saw at NAMM2?
You took mine, so I'm gonna have to think.
You've had quite a bit of time to prep since he stole yours.
I've been drinking.
We can't all have that excuse. Well,
Yes, we can.
I have not been drinking. Thank you. I'm disappointed.
I think the most ridiculous thing at NAMM was not Diaz. I was just kidding earlier.
I am pretty ridiculous.
I do love this guy. He's a good guy. But I don't know. I think NAMM was kind of its own most ridiculous thing. It's my first Summer NAMM, so I was okay with the fact that it wasn't like packed full of stuff, and it was pretty chill. So I got to talk with a lot of buddies.
There's no NAMM police this year.
No NAMM police.
There was no noise to police.
They would have just stood by
Cardboard cutouts of Blake Wyman.
By people who haven't been and don't know, like NAMM police means the people who work for NAMM who go around making sure the booths aren't being too loud. But there was no booths to be loud.
Right.
Yeah. I think the thimble slide guy, as far as my
Should've got arrested by
interaction,
the
was
damn police.
probably the most ridiculous thing
Take
that I
mine
saw.
twice. Go for it.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
It was
is
that
what it is.
ridiculous.
If anyone's curious, Ian might be selling his. So
Yeah, well, I figured I'll give it a try, and it wasn't that expensive, but it could have been a name.
How much was it?
I paid $20 for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm willing to, to try something new.
You know they have slides for free at the park.
you are so proud of yourself right now.
That was so good. It made someone take the Lord's name in vain. Like, oh my gosh.
Well, so admittedly, I think the guy. Admittedly, I think half the genius of this guy, though, was not having guitars at his booth to try them. Because that was happening. I was like, I'm just curious, and it's $20.
I legitimately think he sold more by not letting you try it.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah,
Because we don't go, this sucks now.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, almost immediately, I put it on.
It's like you can have this cool slide, or you can have the mystery box. He's like, yeah, slide's a slide, but the mystery box can be anything. It can be a slide.
You open up the mystery box. It's like
It's the rest of it.
It's the rest of his lunch. It's like half a peanut butter sandwich in a plastic baggie.
Oh my gosh, like a couple like Fritos. Just
Oh my gosh.
There's a live spider in there.
Jeez. But yeah, I'd say other than that, if I wouldn't say the thimble slide, it did strike me kind of weird that. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about naming specific brands, but I was recommended a brand of in-ears and went up to try them at their booth, and they didn't have a display set up. They weren't even ready really to see people, that they were just here for meetings. And, someone who's
Fur?
interested.
No, Fur had stuff out.
You can name names.
It was West Tone. And,
okay.
yeah, so I know a couple of people who have them and was looking forward to trying them out. And, it was just weird. I mean, I ended up getting to try a pair, but they were very clearly just like frazzled and
Not ready.
not expecting to see people. They told us like we're here for meetings. They didn't have a display set up. They just sort of had a bunch of like
It was cheaper to
half
buy the
coiled
booth
up.
than it was to buy the tickets.
That's exactly it.
right.
That's probably
so
what happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, this just struck me as odd. I won't say anything about the products, of course, but it just was a weird experience as a potential.
You can't say anything about the products because you didn't get to try them.
Right. Well, that's
They weren't
half
there.
the half the
But I'll say
point.
a notable thing that was pretty cool was the Copper Sound booth, where they had the history of building the triple graph. If you don't know what the triple graph is,
Yeah, they
it's
put a
the Jack
lot of
White.
engineering into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Jack
It-
White
it
pedal.
was
It's an
great,
octave
yeah.
up, octave down, and a kill switch loop in the middle. And
It's like a
They were the ones who had the
multifunction in the middle.
display of the progress of it
how
over time,
the
right?
entire 4-year progress
That was
that they went
great.
through. It was really cool. I mean, to be able to see the history, especially for the people like I'm a huge fan, and it was really interesting to be able to see that. I thought that was one of the cooler pedal displays because they had it where you could play it, but like I didn't even plug in and play any of their pedals because it was so cool to see everything there.
I would say the thing that I was felt most empty from NAMM this year wasn't the absence of like Gibson and Fender. I actually kind of enjoyed that and being able to like look at Revler and do a little bit more, looking at Tajima.
Grant Karen's booth.
Yeah. But the pedal showing was fairly weak this year.
Well, not having
Very
the
weak.
boutique
In terms-
showcase
but-
was big.
Yeah.
There's that, and then also just there weren't really a lot of pedal releases.
No, yeah.
No.
There weren't a ton of killer pedals where I was like, I'm walking away with a wish list in my head. There's two things I want to try outside the floor, like the IK Multimedia's
Yeah.
adaptation of all their amplitude
Those look
stuff.
cool.
And-
Very interesting, yeah.
because the stereo reverb MIDI controllable market has like 3 products total.
Here's kind of my issue with that pedal. I'm gonna say something because everyone's like, I had people who were like texting me. They're like, tell me, I wish that do they have algorithms that are upgraded from the Amplitube
They're
stuff?
scaling them up to run at 192.
Okay, but are they? I mean, because honestly, I'm not saying it in a negative way, and also a lot of Amplitube stuff was played like through like an iRig or something like that. A lot of us, and like the quality wasn't there, and what I heard when I played there wasn't great. Once again, this is with the asterisk. It was on the floor, and there's other noise, and these people they're not putting out noise canceling like amazing headphones because it's not realistic. Like you shouldn't do that. But so that's like really tough to get a good sound quality of it. But so they looked amazing.
I grabbed their preset. The preset I didn't love, and then I started tweaking it, and I was able to dial in something really good really quickly.
Right. Okay.
But again, NAMM floor headphones.
Yeah.
And so the thing is always like, this looks really cool, but I have to try it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It looks really cool, but I think honestly, I'm going to say that I'm going to be guilty of having a preconceived notion because of the poor quality that I had before
running it on your iPhone with an iRig.
An iRig or with
which
my
is
Sonic
the best
board.
way to do it.
I mean,
sometimes it's hard for a company to overcome those kind of early beginnings when they made a product that was just great to get it out there, and it wasn't like a great product.
We've lost Ryan's phone completely at this point.
So, can I tell him what just happened?
Yeah.
All right. So Ryan shows me he just got a message
on Instagram
from Fishing Waves. It says, "Hey there, we're looking for fishing lovers to be our brand ambassador and get featured on our social media. Get 3 free products. For more details, DM Fishing Waves. This is a limited time offer."
Should I do it?
Let's talk about.
I think you need to hold out for that Bontrager sponsorship.
What about? Do we know anything about fish penises?
Sorry, is that too deep of a
They have a
back
cloaca.
on topic.
And back on topic. Listen, everyone else got to bring it up. I was doing it once.
I've called them on it too.
That's because I posted a picture of Grant Wilson's bass amp that has 3 EQ knobs that are all labeled bass.
No,
Bass,
but their algorithm
bass.
saw it as bass.
Yeah. Or I did every hashtag that included bass. So now I'm getting spammed by bass people. Bass people.
Bass fishing.
All right, well, you're starting the topic. Now, the other fun part, and since we all basically did NAMM for maybe a day and a half, and we've been here 3-4 days. Nashville as a whole, the Strip, everything we get to do, check out stores, network with people, go to some more private get-togethers of friends that we have in the industry.
This is the first summer. This is my third Summer NAMM, but this is the first Summer NAMM where I've been able to get out and actually enjoy Nashville and go see shops and stuff like that, and spend more time with people, and spend time outside of NAMM. And I gotta say, I think that's the best part of this Summer NAMM is that there wasn't enough there to keep me busy for 3 days, and it forced me to go have fun in the city, and the city's radical.
Yeah,
the city's radical.
So so we were talking earlier about me and Corey went out, and I've never gone, not like that. Oh, you were just coughing. Okay,
You guys are going out? I didn't know you were going out.
So
Who paid for dinner? Just curious.
These are gay jokes.
Corey
making jokes about them being lovers.
Listen, I've been trying to pay for stuff all week, and like people won't. I mean, listen. So
He went to bed and you outed him? Is that what just happened?
Yes, that's 100%.
Not that there's.
I'm waiting for the door to open.
I'm totally supportive.
All right, but all right. So we went down on Broadway, and I've never been Broadway on night. I've never done that. It's really not my scene. I'm not a big like bar hopper like a lot of people. But we went and we found this bar.
Are you alluding to one of us as the big bar people?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like, if you're going on Broadway, usually people go there are people who are like looking for that big experience, and I'm not one of those people. So we found a bar that wasn't crowded, a great band playing and everything, and that was just a lot of fun. It was cool to have the time to be able to experience that, because normally when there's a lot of people here, there's after hours stuff that extends NAMM kind of like everyone says that they're going to just. Oh, sorry. There was a distraction. Everyone.
It's like the dead silence.
Was my AA sponsor calling?
Could we have a producer remove the distraction, please?
Yeah. Sir, But yeah,
Ben, can you please remove yourself?
not like that. All right, so but it was a lot of fun because usually like the East Side Music Hang, and that kind of like everyone's still hanging out, but you end up just talking about NAMM stuff anyways, even if you're just discussing it, and that's somewhat draining for me personally. It is. So it was really nice to be able to go do stuff and not feel like NAMM was extended into the after hours, and be able to just do Nashville. That was really cool for me.
It also kind of helped that. So we had fun, and we went over to the Equitz household, and we got to see my guitar being built. And they get to see their new home because they moved to Nashville this year.
Oh my gosh! Can we talk about the food at the Equitz?
Oh my gosh!
I was gonna say that was
if you
my
can
best.
have Kevin Equitz make you
part.
barbecue, do it. Oh wait, hold on. Shout out to Co Schneider for the potatoes. Amazing. Thank you.
Shout out to Mrs. Equitz.
Oh.
Yes.
Heather
Heather
Equitz
is phenomenal.
She had these Ziploc baggies full of what looked like unpackaged drumstick ice cream cones. I was like, what is going on here? She made it, but from the outside looked like commercial drumstick ice cream cones.
Oh yeah,
full of homemade bourbon ice cream.
She made those? I didn't realize she made those. Oh, those are phenomenal.
Yeah,
and she, oh my gosh.
Like, we drool over Kevin and his guitars, but Heather is the best part of that family.
She's literally the better half.
Front.
Sorry, Kevin. We love you.
Kevin's ribs.
Fantastic.
Oh, they were great.
Phenomenal. Dude,
Co's potatoes.
Big shout out to Jamie Davis, who's a friend of all of ours, who is going through some stuff. So we love you, and we really wish you could have been here. But we got a little bit of Jamie Davis because Kevin used the 3-2-1 method that Jamie taught him about on
nice.
the ribs. So you do what was it? 3 hours exposed, 2 hours wrapped, 1 hour exposed. And you got beautiful ribs.
They were fantastic.
I mean, like whenever he had to go put one back on the grill.
That's your GoPro.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, another distraction. Can we remove that distraction?
It's removed.
It's removed
It removed itself.
It just died.
GoPro suicide. Oh gosh.
It's been tough times for the GoPro.
Just
it's
not your fault.
So we had good food. We had a good hang.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And then a jam broke out upstairs, and everyone took turns kind of playing and subbing in, which was just fun.
And it was getting a little bit too
brought his
crowded
stuff.
up there. And, we were getting a little late, and so I broke it up by playing myself. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here.
So for a little while, I was having it was just a little too loud, so I went downstairs. And then it's like me, Brett, just solving all the world's problems with Heather Equitz.
Yes.
Which is part of the true NAMM experience.
Yes.
Totally.
She brings it all down and just simplifies it, and then you just walk away going, wow.
Yeah. She just solved something in my life for me. And then
she and the great thing about the Equitz family are they're two people who genuinely care.
Yeah.
Like
wonderful.
if you talk to them about something, you afterwards you feel just so much better. Like I feel like Heather should just be a therapist. Like imagine she was like a guitar podcaster therapist.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be great. Just call her and tell her about stuff.
I think we have a new Patreon segment.
We're going to have to...
For $25 a month.
We're going to have to bleep out her name so that people don't stalk her on Facebook.
She has a photography company. She does a photography thing. She does a really good... So if you are going to check stuff out, she does amazing photography.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
The point of that topic was we were downstairs and we could hear everyone playing.
Yes.
Brett and I would just go, that's Ryan.
Yeah.
Because it was out of tune.
That's Philip.
Oh, Clifton's playing now.
Yep.
We could just tell who was playing. It was fun because everyone.
So
had
many of you
different
guys are just beasts. Just beasts of players.
The only thing I couldn't figure out who was doing what was when the drums were going. I'm like, well, I think that was Ryan Poole.
Is Ian for a bit too?
And then and I didn't know that. So
it was John Mayer. It was Ian.
On the drums, though.
On the drums.
No, he played some drums for us.
Well, John Myers plays drums.
But John Mayo is the best.
Good old Jardinera.
So we had that, and the other part I would say about a lot of these hangs was fun was the fact that a lot of the regulars didn't go to the show, so that was our only opportunity to see them.
Yeah.
So by going over to Grant and Karen's, that was the only time we really got to see them.
Right.
Yeah.
And only time we got to see AWOL, and we got to see.
Man, that was crazy too, because I remember you recommended an AWOL pedal to me a while back,
I've
and
gotta
I was
talk
looking
to
into it for my rig. But yeah, we were at Grant's, and I was talking with Aaron for like 20 minutes maybe, and we realized, wait a minute, we went to the same high school. Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's insane.
Wait a minute, we're already Facebook friends. Somehow we've already known each other.
Wait a minute, we dated the same girl.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
That was you at that party?
Right.
No,
Whoa,
but
that kid does look more like you than me, so I think.
wait a
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute, we're the same blood type?
No, but there was a lot of people that were at that hang.
Retroactive pedals.
Retroactive pedals was at that
Yep.
hang.
Yeah.
That was
Tech,
pretty cool.
too.
Yeah, Mythos pedals.
Mythos.
Rotec, yeah,
Mythos, yeah, Zach was there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Like you said, that's the time when we got to talk to some of these people, and it was I think a benefit too, was because it was stress free.
I was really excited to meet Jason Mays from the Working Class Music
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Like they've got a really rad YouTube channel.
Oh, and Emily Harris.
Yeah.
Get
It's
Offset,
great to
she
hang
was
with
there.
Emily.
Yep.
Yeah, I love
They're a ton of
Emily.
cool folks.
Yeah.
It was a really good hang.
It was
for those of you who didn't catch that, Scott just went full ninja and grabbed a fly out of the air.
It was a mosquito. They're slower.
And then he put it.
That was not a mosquito.
Was it not a mosquito?
It was a southern fly. It's a little slower. Don't worry. I'm from the South. No one get upset about that.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Listen, if you could, I swear, if those listeners could read, they'd be so upset right now. All right, but
Okay, so we also hit up a bunch of guitar stores. So
Yeah.
we want to just run through all of them?
let's talk about
store?
the Gibson Garage first.
Well,
Okay.
let's recount our adventure.
Yeah.
Because we broke off yesterday on Friday, went on our own adventure. I had a booked appointment at Carter's to go film there.
Yep.
Which was a blast. I filmed 4 videos there. On the last video, we were doing this thing that I'd done with Emily too, where I was having her just bring me stuff, and by the time she would put a guitar in my hands, and then she'd run back out to the main room, and I would try to play it and have a first impressions, and by the time she got back with a new guitar, then I would swap it out. So we were doing that for my 4th video, and then I was like, you know what, you play this, I'm gonna run out and find a guitar, and as I do that, I run out of the room. I'm running to get him a guitar. I run into Marty Schwartz.
Yeah.
Your new best friend.
He lives in San Diego. He lives in the same city as me.
I didn't see him there. Would be the most recognizable person.
And I'm running
He
by
kind
him.
of looks like every dude at NAMM, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running by him and I'm like,
Did he wear a hat?
oh, hey,
Yeah.
Marty. And I acted like we'd been friends before. And so he did the thing where he's like, oh, hey. And I was like, I'm a YouTuber too. I'm 60 cycle humming too. Oh, okay. And he was acting like he knew what that meant. And I was like, I'm filming right now. Come be on this video with me. I'm going to grab something. He's like, oh, yeah. I mean, because, YouTubers, we can't resist a camera.
And he's still a nice guy.
He's a super nice guy. He came in and played a Fender Bullet with us. And he hung out and chatted for a long time. And then after the video was done, we were hanging out chatting for like a really long time.
Yeah, it was a while.
And as he needed to leave, I started to very loudly threaten him with friendship.
I'm gonna friend you so hard.
Like very aggressive friendship. Marty, you're coming to my house. I'm making you dinner. Marty, we're gonna be friends. And he's like walking out the door.
Ryan's like, do you like barbecue?
He's like-
and Marty's like, I like all of the alphabet.
He's Googling how fast can you get a restraining order.
It was like a scene from Dinner with Schmucks, really.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was absolutely
and after
great.
he left, I looked at everyone who was left standing around. I was like, I just threatened Marty Schwartz.
With
Nailed
witnesses.
It was great. No, it was absolutely
Another
great.
fun moment for me at that is that there was a guy standing around who was a fan of me, and then he seemed like he knew who Marty was. He was a.
Did you get his number from that guy? Like,
No, he recognized both
is he
of
going to say
us.
something nice about you? Try to set up time where you're both there so you can hang out again?
He recognized both of us, even me, and I was talking to him, and I was like, "Oh, hey, are you in town for NAMM?" And he was like, "I actually didn't know NAMM was happening, and I don't have a ticket. I had my badge in my bag." I was like, "Do you want to go to NAMM?" He's like, "Yeah, I might have time. I could have time to go if like I had a ticket." I was like, "Go into my backpack," because I was wearing it. Open the top flap. Take my badge, because I was done. I wasn't going back. So he took my badge that said Ryan Burke 60 cycle hum on it, and I had my sticker in there facing on the back side of it. And it was like, go try to work out some pedal deals.
And we still don't know if he went.
As far as I know, he went, and he probably worked out a deal with someone and got pedals.
God, that's awesome.
And I'm going to get angry emails like, hey, when are you going to demo this?
So, yeah, we leave there, though. We leave Carter, and I'm a huge Gibson fan. Those that are listening to my podcast, all like, well, there's more of you than I make fun. But we decided
to be the biggest dude here in like a year. He's going to have the hugest.
Not a chance. But we're gonna hang out with some cool people. So we go over to Gibson Garage. We're gonna go check this out. We're running out of time because we ran long at Carter.
Right.
And we're trying to get over to Fanny's to go to do some filming at Fanny's House of Music.
And like some backstory, I did a video like 2 days before coming to NAMM where I was like, I don't think Gibson Garage is worth it.
You sure did. And so we walk into Gibson Garage and we're gonna look around. We're gonna be like 10 minutes, get a little quick phone footage, and then we're gonna head out. We walk in and Mark Agnesi makes a beeline for me. Looks me in the face and says, "Did you drag him here?" And it was great.
As a matter of fact.
As a matter of fact, I did. So
well, I knew that you love Gibson, and I was like, we've got to do it. You're palling around with me. You're driving me around because I don't have a car. He's driving me around his shops all day so I can film stuff.
So we wander around. We look at it, and they've got a really cool display there. At any given time,
impressed.
At any time they've I think they told us got like 430 guitars, something like that. At any given time, fully stocked. There's like 100
some on the
floor.
floor.
The crazy thing
there's 100 and like
on the carousel,
30 something, 180 something on.
My favorite thing with Mark was telling us about how the first time they put a guitar on the carousel.
Yeah.
He was like, we put like 3 guitars up there, and we had no idea if they were going to have full clearance of every obstacle. And so we put 3 guitars up there, and they were Gibsons. We put like an ES335 and a Flying V, and like a Les Paul. And we just like watched them go around like 4 or 5 times, making sure they didn't hit anything. So they would have gone straight to the Murphy lab if they had.
Yeah. That's part of the aging process.
Right.
Well, it's crazy. I was really expecting like the prices to be jacked up there too.
Yeah, no,
that was the thing.
Well, did you check out the shirts?
Well,
yeah. When I went to go buy a hat, it was $38.
$170 like a hoodie.
Oh yeah.
But
honestly, the guitars.
Like, that place is. Not to be too cynical, I think that place is really designed to sell T-shirts. But it's cool that they have so many guitars available to actually pick up and play.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is that I liked about there was the different sections. They had a really good displaying of all of the Gibson brands, including Mesa.
Yeah.
And they had all this cool stuff. And Al John was there, which if you guys haven't met Al John, he really kind of focuses more on the Epiphone stuff and all that.
We met him.
Phenomenal guy. On your back.
Oh, we're drinking buddies now.
So we were hanging out, and we're wandering around, and Mark Agnesi says, I'm doing a thing. I'm gonna, if you want to come back, or if
Is that why Al John had to leave me? Was to go hang out with you guys?
Probably.
He told us that he was done with you.
Yeah, he said he was done.
Did you remind him that our Gibson video got like 6,000 views?
Oh, you mean like the same amount of views he gets in like 5 minutes?
He can just cook pancakes and it gets that many.
Yeah, he has a thing called 60 cycle fucking yum.
Whoa, there's an extra word in there.
No.
The explicit version?
He uses.
Hey guys, check out my OnlyFans 60 cycle fucking.
There's no.
Ryan, you have 12 hours to claim that.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get this.
Oh my gosh.
How much would you pay for it? Because I'm about to get it real quick.
So for real though, that experience was really cool. Yeah. So we wander around. Mark comes back.
Friends. I got it.
There was another person who worked there at the Gibson Garage who recognized Ryan's also a big surf guitar fan. So they bonded over surf guitar, and then he started showing us how they do the custom shop. They've got you go over to the corner and they have they pull out the different finishes. They show you what they can look like. You can choose the wood you want for the top of your guitar.
I thought the most fun part and the most practical part is, we're talking about the custom shop area where you're going to pay $6,000-$7,000 starting off.
Right. Yeah.
Starting off. The funnest, the most practical part was they have a drawer full of examples of all their neck shapes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? If you're going to drop that money on a custom guitar, no matter where you are in the U.S., Fly in.
Try every neck they make.
Try every neck.
Pick the top for your guitar.
Yeah. Like that makes sense, you know.
Make that an entire experience, and that's really cool that they've created that.
It's
that is almost
experience.
like a landing place for that. I mean, I compared it to a car dealership.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like some of the higher end cars, you have that kind of experience. You come in
Ryan's
the
knee
dealership.
just touched mine.
They go through.
That wasn't my knee.
You can get all those kind of different options. So. I'm going to keep this on the road right here.
I missed something somewhere.
They're playing footsie over on the side of the table.
So Big Johnson's.
But anyways, I will also say another fun experience we had at.
Wait, we're not done with our story.
No, we're still there.
The story's not done. I derailed it.
We haven't hit the good part yet. So we wander around and we're like, oh well, Mark's busy.
Will you get to it,
we need
please?
to go. So we're gonna get ready to go. So we start to head to the door and Mark cuts us off. It's like, you got 10 minutes? I'm like, okay. Brian's
He
like,
meant
okay.
45.
maybe an hour longer.
an hour.
So he's like, yeah, come on.
10
so
Nashville minutes.
So we check out the whole like history of Orville Gibson, and then he takes us in this like curtained off area, like where he's got to put in a code to go through a door.
Right.
And
Scans his eyeball.
so we go in this like artist relations
Checks his leather
lounge.
jacket.
There's like a full kitchen, a wet bar, like guitars
He had
all
a wet
along
bar
the wall.
and a dry bar and a sort of
Whoa.
damp. And a sort of
I have a 5 bar.
I usually like a wet, dry, wet bar.
Throwback.
But
So we hang out back there, and then he's like, "Oh, well, come on, let me show you this." And he pulls out a card out of his wallet, puts it up to a bookshelf, and the bookshelf opens.
Yeah.
And in there are these case.
Batman and Robin suits. And him and
He's like, I'm Batman.
this is what we really do at Gibson after hours.
No, but so
I'm sorry, Mark.
So we go in there, and they've got these
love
framed cases for all these guitars. They've got a 59 burst. They've got an original Black Beauty. They've got
An original Carina Flying
58 Carina Flying V.
The original Edge. He's just standing back there.
So Mark he's got their new guitars that they're launching. They had some Carina, they had some extra Brazilian rosewood, and they made some reissue Murphy Labs of the Carina V and the Carina Explorer. And hand them to us, like me and Ryan are sitting there playing these guitars. And
Took them home. You know?
Yeah, so the Flying V is $20,000.
Oh my gosh.
And then he looks at me and says, like, and the Explorer's $30,000.
Those were the new ones.
Yeah, but you can only get the Explorer if you get the V2.
Yeah, you have to buy
you gotta
those
buy
pair.
$50,000.
later.
And
They're doing the
either-
Ferrari model now,
they're
where you only get to buy
already-
the high end one if you buy like.
Yeah,
He
they're
said-
already claimed.
Yeah.
They're already sold out. You can't buy them. They're
Yeah.
already sold.
And then he proceeds to start opening the cases and handing us 59 Les Pauls and Black Beauties.
He's like, yeah,
And-
this one's worth $600,000.
Yeah.
And he handed it to me. Like, I have a video.
You know what? It's probably a smart move. I did not go back there.
I have,
Just saying.
I have a video of me dropping a guitar and dinging it. And he
Too bad
handed
you weren't
it.
It's okay. It would
stretchy pants,
have just been one more.
It's already
but-
relics. Like, you're good.
But then like another Gibson guy walks in with the case and says, "Hey, I want to store this in here." And like, okay. And then Mark walks over to as soon as he closes the door, said, "Y'all got to see this." And it's a Pelham Blue Trini Lopez.
Like an
I'm
original.
like, original. Like I was like, it was the most like mind blowing like Gibson day of my life.
I was having fun, but I could tell he was having a spiritual experience.
I was. It was. I had played a burst before, and earlier at Carter, I'd played a 60 Les Paul burst, but like here's another burst, and here's like every historic Gibson.
It's what it's based on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, this is like the origin story. Like,
Yeah, and it was the most insane. Like as a Gibson fan who's also pretty critical of some decisions Gibson makes.
Sure.
That was like one of the coolest experiences to play those guitars.
Did they win you back?
Well, they had never completely lost.
It was interesting to me to hold that burst and fiddle around with it a little bit and feel the neck and be like, I mean, it feels like every Les Paul I've ever played.
Yeah.
But that says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Means
You know?
that Les Paul, it means that Gibson has been.
They've been consistent.
Yeah.
They've been consistent. Like, it's the same vibe. Something I was having a lot of fun with is just messing with the wiggle sticks.
Oh my god.
like he hands. What guitar did he hand me?
It
They had
was the SG the original SG that had the the
Maestro?
original Les Paul
Yeah,
that
No,
had
what
the
was one that
vibrola
had the
sideways.
Bixby? I forget which model had the Bixby on it.
Oh, that was the Black Beauty.
The Black Beauty had a Bixby on it. I was like, oh man, this is a really good Bixby, and they don't make them this way. And like Mark and I were talking about how Bixbys aren't great, and they can't do anything about it because Bixby's not a Gibson brand.
It's a Fender brand, isn't
yeah.
it?
And to be honest,
Hey Mark, can you guys just buy Bigsby so you can fix
no,
it?
to be honest, as
It's already been
a
fixed.
wiggle stick boy, a wiggle stick fan, it is
called a
really
goater.
hard to find good Bixby's.
Yeah.
Like there's always set up like funky. The spring's always weird. There's always something a little bit weird about them, and they can function really nice if you set up the guitar right around them. But they can feel off.
Yeah.
A newer Bixby can feel really off. So that was really fun. And then I got to play what was the Sister Rosetta Thorpe
the
style SG
Les
with
Paul
that
custom,
really weird vibrato thing.
It's called a sideway
vibrola.
Where I've never messed with one before, and you pull it towards the strings, and it's a totally different experience. I was just like kind of blown away, like examining it, looking at it, and like playing around with it and stuff. So those sorts of experiences were really fun.
Those vibrola systems are gorgeous.
Oh
They're
yeah,
beautiful.
Like
they're like jewelry, but
they're just not very functional.
It wasn't very practical, but like I had a really great time exploring it and having that experience with a piece of gear that I'd never explored before. So I was like more interested in these pieces of hardware on the guitars than these historic guitars that are worth more than my entire being.
Yeah. And so towards the end of the experience, and we've been there way longer than we ever intended, we sit down with Mark, we're talking, he pours us a drink.
Story.
No, this story's still going.
Mark pours us drink.
So this is where Aljon abandoned you to come talk to us and came into the back.
I don't want to talk to Aljon anymore.
Comes over and talks to Ryan.
He shakes my hand and he's like, "Oh, hey," Mark's like, "Oh, this is the guy who heads up Epiphone." And I look him in the eye as we're shaking hands. I'm like, "I'm sorry what I did for the SL." And it's humbling to me every time this happens. But he was like, we got a kick out of watching you throw it off the bridge. Like he'd seen,
he watched it. He knew
watched it. Like I feel like
He watched it.
I shouldn't be on the map for these people, but it's weird to me that I am. But then he is really cool and really humble about it. And he's like, we've all learned a lot since the SL.
And JC came and talked to us too, like for just a few minutes.
JC
and
was there for
it was
a
just a
minute.
cool experience.
And like your neighbor apparently was in there.
Oh yeah, like there's a guy who lives in Mississippi. I won't give away where he lives,
Right.
but
a rich dude with lots of cool stuff.
He's got some killer guitars. Like he's got the Paul Kossoff 59 Burst, and like he's got some other incredible pieces that are just absolutely killer guitars. I've known him through Instagram, but this is the first time I've actually like met him face to face. So
I've got one more story from this, and then we'll let you guys talk. We'll stop talking about how we're best friends with everyone at Gibson now. So Mark is doing it. He's probably done this tour 100 times. Those 2 days.
Yeah.
And he broke away from his pitch for like a couple minutes with me after he gave us drinks and we sat down and we were talking. And he there's a little kitchenette area, and he like turns and looks to the corner, and he looks at me like, "Do you know how hard it was for me to find a gold trash can?" And like the kitchenette is themed like gray with gold hardware and stuff like that. And there's just this trash can that's like got like a gold finish on it. He's like, "I was searching all over. I was looking at this place in Dubai that was going to charge like $40,000, and it was ridiculous. It took me forever to find this gold trash can." And like,
should have gone to a Trump hotel.
Right?
Oh my gosh!
Just take one.
And he was like really showing like his passion and his frustration for this building that he's been working on for so long.
And then
As a guy who designs buildings professionally, details like that drive you insane.
Yeah.
Right.
And like you'll spend no time at all on major details that just go well, and then there'll just be that one thing that just sticks with you.
Right.
And it's like the faceplate for the light switches, or like something like that. And I know how much designers just obsess over that kind of stuff and get stuck there.
Yeah.
And then just had the most normal conversation in one of the most not normal rooms I've ever been in.
Yeah, we were talking about Mexican food and weed.
Yeah, finding Mexican food in Nashville.
And weed.
So, 2 stories from cool moments of the Gibson Garage was when we were there, Andy Powers walks in right behind us, who head builder at Taylor. JC grabs him, and I watch Andy nerd out over the history of Gibson acoustics with him.
Yeah.
And watching, the passion that Andy has for design is apparent, but just how it's on his face and how he's just loving it. Also watching two of the biggest competitors, frankly, in that space.
Oh, sure.
Having camaraderie and sharing in the history and those kind of things. That's a really cool thing that you only see in this industry, really.
I thought it was really fun and really refreshing. And it's easy from the perspective of a cheap asshole that likes cheap crap to trash on Gibson. But I almost wonder if it felt a little weird. Every Gibson employee and every Gibson person that I ran into over NAMM and going to the Gibson garage, like it almost seemed like they went out of their way to talk about other guitars from other brands that they liked.
Yeah. It
Like,
really felt that way.
It wasn't this protective, like Gibson is the only brand, Gibson is the top brand, and that has been kind of cringy about their marketing for a while. Like Gibson is the authentic choice, and only Gibson is good enough. And like it felt like they realized like that's not the way. The first thing that you're exposed to when you walk through the door of the Gibson garage is they grab a map and they hand it to you, and it is a map of all the local guitar shops in the area. And they're like, here's a map, and there's everywhere else you can go, walking distance and driving distance from here in this area. So you can go, you're here because you love guitars. Whether you love Gibson or not, you're here to check it out. You're going to want to spend the day looking at everything else too. Here's a map. And it was a really cool vibe.
And I haven't verified this by checking all the shops, but I'm pretty sure not all of those shops are Gibson dealers either.
No.
So it's not like they cherry picked the Gibson dealers in
I
Nashville.
don't really remember seeing a lot of Gibsons at Carter's. Really at all.
There
I
was
saw
a
more
couple.
Epiphones.
Yeah, they've got a bunch.
There's a couple.
They've got a bunch along the walls.
Yeah, they got about a third of one.
But
wall.
Carter's
That's all Gibson's.
vintage. Like most of that stuff is used. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they have any.
I don't think they have any new
retail.
I didn't see anything new.
They do.
Didn't
I
see
think
any Gibson, if
I
any,
think
so I saw
they
some
do.
Epiphones
The
and
first
Gibson,
room
like
has the new retail on some pedals and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, they do some retail pedals.
But
They,
like and accessories, stuff like that. But that's something you don't want a used guitar
An
pedal.
observation I had
Unless
at
it's from Billy
Carter's.
Sheehan.
An observation I had at Carter's was there were more pickups that you could buy there from boutique manufacturers of pickups than there were pedals.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Well, they focus on
Mind-blowing.
the actual guitar,
Yeah.
like a lot.
so my other anecdote.
Carter's was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really dug Carter's.
So the other anecdote I had of Ryan being a goofball and putting his foot in his mouth in a unique way, we're talking just in a group of us are just talking in the middle of the garage, and Mark comes over and just eavesdrops into our conversation and comments on something because you were gushing over an Epiphone.
oh, yeah.
That had amp controls in it, and it was like,
Yeah, yeah.
And Mark's just, oh yeah, it was this. And we're
Yeah,
like,
he names the model
he walks
name.
into the conversation.
It was the most obscure Epiphone in the world.
Yeah.
To us, it looked like something that was pieced together. And you're a Gibson fan.
It looked like it was made up. Like somebody like in their garage, like put all this junk together. It's an I can't even remember the name. I could look it up, but
it's like an Epiphone 335 style thing, but had a single neck mini bucker, but it had amp controls on it because you plug a 6-pin cable into it, and it comes with a proprietary amp that you can control the rhythm, the rate and depth of the tremolo and the reverb.
and turn it on and off.
Yeah. So,
It was
Ryan,
so cool.
Wait, Mark, can you do that one more time? He gets out his phone to videotape it.
Because I want to include that clip of him saying it in the video.
Yeah.
And so Ryan finishes the clip by going around the circle to show everyone who's hanging out, and he ghosts Brian Wampler in the process.
I'm like, oh, this guy's here, this guy's here, this guy's here. And when it comes to Brian Wampler, I like sweep over him. Like, yeah, no one else of note is really here.
Oh my god!
As you're telling, the conversation started from you telling Brian about the guitar too.
Brian's awesome. He knew I was being silly, and he knew that was the punchline.
It was good to see Brian.
So, other shops we checked out, we hit Fanny's, which is a very unique store.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun, quirky. They have a whole clothing section.
Yeah.
Vintage clothing.
All vintage clothing. There's no new guitars or anything really new there, period. And they're all about affordable vintage.
I still feel really bad because I was so trash at the end of the day. I have no idea if anything I filmed there is redeemable.
Trash as in tired, not wasted.
Yeah, I wasn't wasted at all. We got wasted after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and another small world moment, we find a friend of mine from high school works there and kind of manages the shop, and she just showed up right as they closed, and she's like, "You're with Ryan?" We're all grabbing beers.
Right.
And so we all went and grabbed a drink, and she showed us this milkshake.
Dude.
Bushwhacker.
It was called the Bushwhacker. It's essentially an alcoholic frappuccino.
We each had two.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
So
Three
we
Crows
got
bar.
wasted off the first one, and then we were like, "Can we get another?"
Ian hands me the keys. I have to drive us home.
Yep. Oh yeah. That was you didn't drive us home. We went straight.
We went to Grant, and then
Yeah.
I had to drive home.
Where you guys messaged us, you're like, hey, so the whole Big Ear thing was kind of a myth. It was really fun because like everyone like.
Where did the rumor that said I canceled it start?
I don't think it was me, but
and we just walked in. She's like, "Scott, you jerk! This doesn't cancel." And I was like, "What did I do?" That was my response.
Oh yeah, no. So like, it was pretty much was like. We know everyone thought it was going to happen. No one knew where it was going to be. Well, it was like kind of like a pop up thing. It was really cool because Grant and Karen during COVID have been very cautious people, and it was really great that to be included in the people that they allowed over at their house.
Yeah.
So like that was the thing, and you can ask. We talk about the Equitzes and Grant and Karen are two of the most wonderful human beings that have ever been birthed.
Sweethearts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
I have
great
house
people.
envy. I love their house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I went back today and I spent a good 4 hours with them today to film something.
That was really cool being able to like walk in and see that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys stopped by for a couple minutes.
Yeah. We swung in for like a few minutes, and Grant, he's like, you got to be in and out. We're recording stuff, and like it was really funny because Grant's great when he gets on something and he wants to talk about it, he'll start talking about it, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna leave, and then Karen was started talking, so we're like trying to rush out the door because Ryan's working, and then we respect Ryan's, they're doing something. And
since when?
Ryan has been nothing but professional on this trip, and you've done nothing but slag
Yeah,
him.
finally I'm cutting loose on this podcast, and you act like you're
impedes his
professional.
process.
well, at that point he was being somewhat professional, but
Thank you. We're making jokes, but thank you.
yeah, but like that was really cool to go into Grant and Karen's.
Yeah.
like that was one of my highlights.
Legitimately
they're always one of my
wonderful people.
highlights.
Very welcoming home, and they're just
Absolutely.
fantastic people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all thought like it was just all of a sudden you guys message us. You're like, hey, it's on. It's at Grant and Karen's house, and we're like, yeah, we're not going. We already ate. Yeah, we were. Ian's like, no, we
already
ate too.
ate. Yeah, that was your excuse.
That
Yes,
was
that was
that
it.
was
Like,
Scott.
I don't
I was
need
I was
food anymore?
communicating for Scott in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chat because he was driving.
Because I was driving.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't need food anymore, so I'm not going to hang out with the sweetest people in the industry.
Yeah, but the
I
joke
thought
was
you
we
were
were
legitimately mad at me.
no, we were already there. Like
I know that.
That was the
I
best
know
one.
that.
We had been there. For
But I
a
spent
bit.
half an hour driving to Grant and Karen singing like, man, did I mess up stuff with Diaz? Like, did I go too far? I spent too much time talking about that. So
oh wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to play my games with you. It wasn't it at all. It was just fun for us. So
I think Diaz and I just need to have a deep combo.
When Scott got there, he was crying. Like he was like, what? He was trying to hide it, but like his eyes were red.
It wasn't doing well.
And he was like, yeah, hey guys.
No, it's just allergies.
and then he saw me and it turned into angry tears.
So
He's still a little worked up.
He's just a gentle giant, folks.
I ordered. So speaking of the thing that was ridiculous earlier, the gun, the massage gun.
Yeah.
So they were like,
Wait, did you actually buy that one, or did you just go to like Amazon?
I went to Amazon, but it's the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Same controls, everything. Like
It's like
it's
$50 though. Right?
they were
Yeah.
they were aggressively offering massages to everyone that walked by.
They're like, sit down.
Well, they had their chairs full every time I
Yeah.
walked by them.
Oh, Corey and I got a couples massage. It was great. Listen, no, funny story. So there's like three people. There's a woman and two gentlemen, and so I sit down. The guy was like, Corey's sitting down. The girl's doing it, and I sit down, and the guy's gonna start. And she goes, no. She goes, I'll do it. She goes, come sit over here.
This one's special.
Yeah, I was like, I felt nervous and excited at the same time. I was like, it's been long since I've had the touch of a woman. But
Okay, last topic.
got it for
All right,
50.
last
table.
topic.
Yeah.
Instead of 250.
Impulse buys of the week.
Why is everyone looking at me?
Because
you
you
got
have
the
the best
biggest
impulse
one.
buy.
Okay, so this morning I decided I'm going to get up. I've never been to Eastside Music, and I've never been to Rumble Seat Music. Neither were really a thing when I lived in the area, so I decided I'd come go over to Eastside Music. I get over there, and it was really cool. Emily Harris was over there. The folks from Working Class Musician are over there.
Ryan's gone. Hey guys, all right, so listen. So download the Effects Loop podcast and 40 Watt podcast. Just don't tell Ryan. All right, go on.
Subscribe from 60 Cycle Hum.
Like and subscribe us. All right, go ahead.
So I go over to Eastside Music, and Dogman Devices is over there. Bardic
Eastside has
Bardic
such a
Audio's over
collection.
there.
Particularly, they're
Yes.
amazing.
Native Audio's over. It's like a reunion of everyone that on the first day of NAMM that I got to meet and hang out with. They're all
Yeah.
over there. So we're all talking. We're all hanging out, playing guitars, just chit chatting. Figuring out all the cool stuff that's laying around. And I decide that I am going to I saw this one Les Paul.
We didn't do anything.
And I felt like I had been primed.
Yeah, Les Paul.
I felt
You
like
don't like Gibsons.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I had been primed all week for this.
Mark poisoned your little brain.
On Thursday, I was
Wasn't
at
that drink that he gave you that suddenly like
yeah. So went over to
subliminal advertising.
Yeah.
that
Carter
goes on in the back
Vintage.
room.
Some
Carter
kind of
Vintage played a
suggestive
60 Les Paul.
poison
We got to
in
play a
there.
59 and a Black Beauty and a 57 Gold Top at Gibson Garage. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and it looks good. It looks really good. But at Eastside, they don't have any tags on stuff, so you have to ask them about it. And so I pick it up. I walk over to the counter. I'm like, okay, tell me about this. And they're like, well, it's a 2013 traditional pro. It's been reliced by I can't remember the name of the guy who does it now, but he's a pro relic guy, really good. Looked at some of his other work on Instagram. He's fantastic. And I said, okay, what I really need you to tell me is that I can't afford it. And so they told me the price, and I was like, oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to go plug it in. If it sucks, it'll be fine. And it didn't suck. So if you're listening to this podcast, go check out my Facebook, and I might have some things for sale.
Was sitting on deck for like 10 minutes for you to finish
where'd
the
he
story.
go?
Now he's gone.
I think he might have taken a
Shoot your
bathroom
shot, dude. Come on.
Well, it's fine.
Oh.
No, it's okay. It's a Les Paul. It's
stole it.
heavy. It
That's
gets
what
tired
happened.
after a while. So yeah, I impulse
Ben, where's the guitar?
I impulse bought a Les Paul.
We were going to show the guitar. We've got video here.
Ben's sitting there waiting for 5-10 minutes, waiting for this story, just
Ready
holding his
to
guitar.
cue
waiting
up the
for his
guitar.
And then he comes back and gets a drink, and we're like, Ben, what the heck? He's like,
I don't know. He's like, I was waiting on you guys.
Now this guitar almost
Next year, let's pay our producer. No more volunteers.
Should we fly in producer Gary?
I think I was supposed to be the producer this year.
I mean, producer Gary would be nice to have an extra air conditioner around.
So yes, I snagged this thing that
It's big on the screen right
yeah, I
now.
know it's so tiny. It's okay.
It's a beaut though. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So go over, look at my Facebook page. I'm probably got some
you,
stuff for
Vanna.
sale. Please buy it.
Fantastic.
The 40 Watts podcast.
Yeah. No. Philip Carter. You can find me on Facebook. It'll
Philip
be fine.
Carter podcast. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
40 Phillips.
40 Phillips. Oh, that's scary as shit.
40 Phillips with the Les Paul Watts.
No, seriously, it was like $1,700, right?
Oh yeah. It was about 17.
It feels really cool. It's got a really
plays,
good look.
It plays great. Beforehand, we were all taking turns like messing with it. I got to spend a good few minutes with
Yeah.
it, and like it's one of those guitars too that like it's a Les Paul, but it has that worn in feel where whenever you play it, it's kind of like I don't know how to explain. I mean, it's like putting
classy.
on like a comfortable pair of shoes. Like it just
Right.
feels right.
It's like that your favorite T-shirt that you put on, and it's comfortable. You can't wear it out in public anymore because holes in the neck of it.
Like your favorite underwear that has like the band's barely holding on.
Yeah.
But you just can't throw it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
exactly
I have to apologize now. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I was playing it and it felt really good. You've seen Step
But it's a
Brothers,
fake.
right? You've seen Step
no,
Brothers
no.
with Will Ferrell.
Brett, I saw you put your. Never mind.
And I unzipped my shorts.
Oh my god!
Right now, I've never.
We're gonna back it up.
Right now, I've never been happier. I haven't seen a movie.
We're not talking about Brett Dick.
Thank you, Ben.
No, it's a cool guitar.
Ben, you're
Long
dismissed.
story
Ben,
short,
you're dismissed, Ben.
you
Thank
You
you.
can expect.
Wait.
Hey, leave the guitar though.
Everyone leave. Everyone give Ben a round of applause at home. Thank you. Thank you. Take this time.
Long story short, in about 9 months, there's going to be some little baby Les Pauls running around.
Anybody else impulse buy anything?
I bought the massage gun off of Amazon for $50 instead of $250.
It's got that adjustable handle and the reach around attachment.
Ryan already admitted he's already found out what artist pricing is on a few things. So
Yeah, I'm going to buy that Silvertone. I just am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just am. I also bought you guys breakfast.
that's true. No, you did.
Kind of an impulse buy.
So what's the name of the place?
Manel's.
And so we went
Oh
there.
my God,
And
it's
so
so good.
we messed with Ryan a little bit because he went to the bathroom or whatever, and we had all of our meal tickets. You get a ticket and you have to pay, and we just set them all right in front of him. we're like, no, it'll be funny. And then he sat down. He just grabbed it like we were joking.
He goes,
I was like, I look around the table. How many of you are in our circle? And
all of us, but like
all
one.
but one raise your hands. I'm like, I can get this. You're gonna recoup it anyway.
So hey, Inner Circle members, thanks.
Yeah,
for helping
appreciate
us
that.
out and letting us eat.
But it was an epic meal.
I bought you
Like
dinner 3 times this trip, and you didn't buy me breakfast.
And he
'cause I
didn't
wasn't
even.
there.
And he didn't even like help us with any content besides this.
Yeah.
And he's
You
like,
call this helping?
Oh,
I was trying to get you guys to be on video anytime you were around.
oh my gosh, that was fun at Nutter Guitars. I got to sneak in. That was a lot.
Yeah,
of fun.
yeah.
So impulse buys, in massage gun for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Like, I mean, like guitar stuff. I thought about maybe getting like a small something like a slide or something like that. But I think I might, before I leave town tomorrow, I might go by Carter, check out Rock Slide.
Yeah,
Because
they have all of them.
well, I've always been interested by them, but I've always been a glass slide guitar player, and I've got the Derek Truck signature slide. I love it. It's great. I mean, and
as well. It's good.
yeah, so like I might go check that out. But yeah, I mean, the one cool thing I did get that I didn't buy that I thought was gonna be fun is the True Glide, which is a brass piece that goes behind the nut on.
Yeah, you got to put
Gibson.
that on your SG.
Yeah, well, so they say that to do it with new strings, don't put it on with old strings because apparently the way they've already been sitting, I don't know.
Just do it.
Well, someone actually posted in a Facebook group and they said that it didn't help at all.
He was saying it
And
was
like-
the part of the string that winds around the post because the wind is so tight, it actually deforms the string.
Right.
And so, in order to like put the thing
You have to loosen
onto
it up, and that
you have to
deformed part's gonna come.
Right. Well, it backs the strings off, and now part of the string that has already been hardened, that is normally around the post, is out in open air and it can snap.
Which is why you should always have locking tuners.
Yep.
There you go.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
Well, here's the thing: if I had locking
I have
tuners,
them on all my guitars.
Yeah, I do enjoy locking tuners, but yeah, no, that was something that I picked up. I was pretty excited about getting that little freebie.
That was a cool product too. I mean, he also did the 2-way expression pedal that I
Yes.
need to follow up with him
So-
and try to see if we can play with that.
If
That
you guys
was
remember, one time Ernie Ball did the volume pedals that it was up and down for volume, and I think left and right for expression or
Yeah.
something like that. And,
I thought that was Fender.
Yeah, that was
Or-
a Fender phaser thing.
Yeah.
well, but I think Ernie.
But I
Ball
think they
did
did
as
have
well.
it on a Revolve.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So a
okay,
lot of
okay,
them. This
okay.
but people have done it before, so this is really cool. I mean, it's the same thing for the most part, except for
It does MIDI.
it does MIDI.
Whoa.
Oh.
I didn't see that.
So yeah, like
Yeah, I missed that entirely.
Wait, you're telling me it does MIDI?
Well, I don't know. It's actually pretty cool.
My gosh.
He lives about 30 minutes from me. So him and I got to chat a little bit. And
Are you going to assault him with friendship as well, the same way Ryan did?
Well, we used to work in the same
We
city.
will be friends.
You're coming to my house.
No, I like, yeah. I'm
I'll
going to
force
dinner
feed you
tomorrow.
barbecue.
I'm going to
You'll
dinner at his
like
place
it.
tomorrow. He doesn't know about it, but I'll be there.
Diaz ordered the massager, and he ordered a battery pack to power it, and he ordered binoculars. And he's gonna figure out where he lives.
Oh my gosh, Derek, if you happen to see this, I'm sorry. But
Just sit in his car and like look through the windows. And
You Scott almost impulse buyed.
Oh.
You were telling me.
I'm almost. There are
Yeah.
a few things I almost impulse bought this week, and some things I'm still considering. So, the Tajima that I fell in love with.
Yep.
That hat from the hat store.
the hats.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the hat.
I saw
Hey,
pictures
listen,
of the hats.
I might have found my hat.
Yeah, get the
yeah.
hat.
I need to
Listen,
go back and
don't
buy
let
it.
the hat fool you. Hashtag trademark Terry Lee Ball.
All right. Yeah, another random store we went to. There's a store of just all hats, and
It was over by Carter's.
It was
It was fun.
fantastic.
It's
fantastic.
I have to go into hat stores every time because it's a blast, and I think these guys kind of underestimated
it
how
was a
fun it
great
would
hang.
be, and it was great.
yeah.
I want to backtrack a
I
little bit.
want a cowboy hat.
If I was a rich dude, I would have blown 20 grand at Carter's.
Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
I was
Easy.
building a little.
Yeah.
I was building a
I
little shop.
almost
Can I-
dropped some money at Carter's.
Like I was counting like each guitar was like, man, I would take this home.
Yeah.
And it was like 20 grand in guitars, and it would have been 3 guitars.
They actually have some real great players at around the $1,000 mark. Though.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
though.
Well, I'm
Like,
curious. Did you get to see anything that we might not have seen
At Carter's?
as normal
Yeah.
people?
There's always gonna be stuff you did not see at
The
Carter's.
thing that stood out to me
You
was
fell in love with a Gretsch.
that Gretsch, the Green Falcon. Oh my
Oh, I
god.
didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
Green Falcon Gretsch. I'm not even getting the details right now, but it was basically $10,000. So there's half of my imaginary shopping list right there. I really fell in love with this old Teisco Spectrum.
Yeah, we saw that one.
I've never had a
Yeah.
chance to play one before. And then what was the other one? Oh, a Mosrite Joe Maphis.
Yeah. That was super cool.
It was super cool. Well, I don't know if I would actually buy a Joe Maphis. It's a double neck, but like it cemented like I might need a Mosrite in my life.
I've got double neck. Like I want a double neck so bad.
I think I hurt my leg and my shoulder because I did a video where I played 3 double necks in one video.
Oh jeez.
And I realized at the end of the video that I was basically flamingoing because they're so.
You know, you can get a massage gun. That will help.
They're so neck heavy that I realized I wasn't putting any weight on my right foot. It was all on my left foot. And like that evening, my whole right leg was like aching from me like balancing or something like that. And my left shoulder, while I was sitting at Grant's house, like hanging out, it started to like shake, like it was quivering. And I'm like sitting there like, why is my whole
Have that effect on men.
quivering? And then I realized that like Diaz was like whispering in my ear.
Whispering sweet
Yeah.
nothings.
Yeah.
I was like, aim small, miss small.
Inside joke.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of one.
So while
How
we were
long has this
recording, I
podcast
did
been running?
2 hours.
2 hours. This is gonna be like a 2-part.
Hey, I'm going to split this thing in half, and I'm not going to have to record this week. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I bought a rock slide while we were at Carter's because.
Okay, so hold on. If you want to hear the rest of the episode, go to the effects loop, and we'll put the whole thing up.
There you go. Good plan. No, good plan.
Yeah.
we should
Don't
do
steal that.
And then I didn't buy it, but I'm walking home with a set of JH audio in-ear monitors because I think
Because out of all people, you needed to win them.
yeah.
Well, no, and there is a legitimate that because what do you use right now for in-ears?
I have Shure SE 425s.
The Wish.com ones?
No, the real ones.
Oh, okay. That was a real
That's
big
a
callback.
callback.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh! But I mean that's something that like you've talked about something. You usually are pretty standoffish because you're a sure guy and like you use them and they work great for you.
I have a great professional relationship
Yeah.
for like my day job with Shure, so like.
You do
Brand
not
loyalty.
When
spoil that?
you're an industry professional, they're
okay.
really good about swag
That's pretty
around
cool.
the holidays.
That's pretty cool industry professional.
yeah.
Industry hashtag professional. Yeah.
Anyway,
So what do you do for a living, Scott?
He's an industry professional.
so Ian did his tour of all the in-ears, which we'll probably talk about in a second here.
Sure.
And then so he's over there and they're like, oh yeah, they're running a contest. We should all sign up. And I'm pretty sure we were the entirety of the people. that
Probably.
signed up
Yeah, I
out
think
there.
so.
Just our
wow.
group of people.
Yeah.
It was,
There was like
summer-
5
This
people on
summer
the
now
list.
was a good opportunity to sign up for contests.
But there was
Yeah.
only a few.
Yeah,
like,
there
a
weren't many
handful.
people doing them.
Siren pedals. I
Yep.
put mine.
There was an Amazon gift card
Oh my gosh, those are really.
for like $100.
See, you could have made
you could
money
have
getting
gotten
the
2 massage
massager.
guns. That's 2 of them.
All right, so we looked these up. So these are the Jimmies from GH
Yeah.
Audio. So they
they're
retail
really
for
cool looking.
$1,100.
Yeah.
Yes.
they're really
So how many
cool looking.
massage guns is that, TS?
Oh my gosh, that is 2,200 massage guns.
2,200. He just said.
TS can only do math when it's
Five-
massage guns and cake.
That's what cake is, right? Cake is just pi squared.
He can tell you the surface area of any cake just by eyeballing it.
It's in Rain Man like level.
You know, you see.
Did you just get your calculator?
I was curious. I mean, it was a legitimate question. That's 22 cakes.
That could have been really good. You said 2,200 instead of 22.
You got 20. You can get 22 cakes. They're $50 cakes. They're great cakes.
Oh my god.
They're 3-tier cakes.
I'm going to edit this out of my podcast.
Oh my gosh,
fault.
it's a safety issue. Oh my gosh.
I'm looking forward to your react video to that because
You won't see it. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, all right, let's move forward.
impulse buys. Or
Well,
purchases.
so we can talk about the in-ears. I wouldn't call it an impulse buy because that was the one thing, if any, that I
mean, if you're buying-
I
if you're-
kind of planned to get them.
As far as impulse buys go, like I usually go for like a Vibrolux or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Something. Yeah.
I'm talking impulse responses. That's
I
a
think
really
it's-
bad joke.
I don't know about the Lux part of it, but I think the Vibro is definitely in your impulse buys.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. These are a series
good.
of really terrible jokes, and they weren't worth making.
Sponsored by.
This.
We put our sponsorships.
So we have our
this really terrible.
We talked
series
to
of
no, we
jokes.
said it earlier. But yeah, this episode's sponsored by.
It's what our producer tried to tell us earlier, and y'all told him he interrupted.
I said it first thing when you were on the episode. You weren't paying attention.
Electromotive effects.
Someone just texted me and said we should definitely wrap this up at some point for editing purposes, and then someone else said this is the end. That sounds ominous. Are these texts coming from this table?
Yeah, we like talking to each other so much. We're recording ourselves talking to each other while texting each other.
Philip, I still really think it's cute that you think we're going to edit this podcast.
Yeah, he's like for editing purposes. I was like, there's a porpoise around here? What's going on?
Okay, all right. Let's let him answer the question.
This series of bad jokes sponsored by.
Back on track. Please continue where we interrupted.
There's no track where we are anymore.
We were talking about impulse buys, but honestly, that I came down knowing that I wanted to look at in-ears, and this is one of those great opportunities, especially with something like ears. To test a bunch of them back to back.
Well, even then, in the prices.
Oh yeah, and a lot of them had great deals. I mean, with the exception really of Westone that really didn't seem like they were ready to see customers. I mean, I
mean, when they're ready, when they're finally ready for NAMM, maybe we'll consider buying Westone.
Can I listen?
When they're ready for the show.
Hold on. I do want to point out really quick one thing that was really cool in the in-ear world was FIR. FIR.
Yep.
So it's two of the brothers that came from the 1964 or 64 audio family. And they are doing their own thing, and that was pretty cool. Prices are up there. They are, but
up there with a pause.
I think their lowest model is like 1,600.
Yeah, I ruled that out.
You can spend so much on in-ears now.
It's crazy. It's become like
remember when there were like the $50 pair of in-ear buds, and like we were like, no,
that's too much.
I'll use my Apple iPod like earbuds. So,
but you got molded and
yeah. I ended up getting a pair of JH Audio. I think it was JH10X3s. So I tried about 5 or 6 different brands and did another lap after trying them and was really, really happy with the JHs.
Great people there. They were really cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun, and Corey was with me as I was bouncing around, and we spent a lot of time at the JH booth, and I eventually got my my molds down there, and just for him kind of hanging out the whole time, they gave him a T-shirt, and he's like, "Hey, you earned this one," because clearly you're just tagging along. And
of all swag,
all I got was 5 Rev hats.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I went to Summer NAMM and all I got were these freaking Rev hats.
So I hope no one from Rev hears this because I'm gonna feel really bad. So Rev had their swag. It was a hat, and it was just sitting there on a rack, unguarded.
Unguarded. So that means they're free, right?
Look.
Oh my god.
Rev.
They want you to steal them.
Derek.
Left out 5
Derek,
hats.
I'm not associated with these assholes.
No. Rev,
I'm talking to my Rev friend.
Imagine you're an asshole.
Rev left out those hats. We're happy to give them back.
Yeah.
But
They don't
it's
want
gonna
your
cost
hats
them.
back.
It's going to cost
Oh my
you.
god.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost them.
Where are we at? Good night, everybody. We're done.
Brett, did you buy anything?
I did not buy anything.
All right, that's the end of the episode.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
No, for real.
Thanks to Big Ear Pedals.
Thanks to Big Ears for hosting us. Thanks
Yes.
for Equits for hosting
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Here.
Equits Guitars.
Thank you for
Ridiculously gracious.
Thank you for all the patrons who, frankly, you get the support of shows.
Yeah.
And our sponsors has let us come here and do this.
Yeah.
This was one of our most funded trips through this, and that made us able to do a lot of different kind of things here. That made it a lot of fun.
It takes the stress off.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully this gives back because all the connections we make, all the good contact,
The friends.
all the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
all the moves we made.
The
Every move
restraining
you
order
make.
I'm taking out against Diaz as soon as this is over.
Every-
It pays for all of this.
Every step we take, every move we made,
I'll be watching you.
we were namming for you.
We were watching for you.
So with that, thanks for enduring all 2 hours of this.
I'm
gonna
split this in half.
Yeah. So
This is me giving myself a week off from podcasting. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. For real. So for the effects loop and
60 cycle hum.
And 40 Watt Podcast, y'all remember to be good to yourselves, be kind to each other, and make some noise.
Oh, that's
This is
not
the king of the
what
outro.
the heck? Can we just steal that for our podcast every once in a while?
That's trademarked. Sorry.
Hashtag trademark. Terry Lee Bolton.
And I'm just happy to be here.
That's intellectual property,
I think the
guys.
only thing we created was like a slogan for Stringjoy that they don't use.
Yeah. Sound better, play butter.
Yep.
I wonder why they don't use it.
I can't imagine.